launching. The dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
I think this speaks a lot to everything that everyone has known about you who's listened to this show for a long time. It tells so much, right? Where it's like, do you like cartoons? Like, no, it's fake, and they're goofing around. Like, get real people having real problems. And it's like, what about the Harlem Globetrotters? Like, they're having fun. Stop it.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room.
Stop breathing. It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Hello, Bone.
Hello, man.
We have a show today. Welcome back, Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy was off yesterday.
I'm doing good, Mike.
What'd you do yesterday, Teddy?
I mowed the grass.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of leaves out there, so I mulched them and, just did some yard work.
Now, when you cut the grass,
Yeah.
do you bag the grass? Or do you just leave it as it lies?
No, because I have this attachment to the mower. It's a mulcher, so it just, chops it up in fine pieces. So it's not like a big clumps of
They
grass.
say that's actually better for the grass.
Yeah, it is.
It's like giving a fertilizer
Yes.
treatment.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
That's right.
I'm always looking out for my grass.
I know you are.
You know all about that, Mike, as you do a lot of mowing on your own.
Well, I don't now, but when I was in high school, I ran my own business.
Back when you were mowing?
Back when I was banging.
Uh-huh.
Mowing and banging.
What was it? What was the business called?
Mike's lawn cutting business.
Ah, okay.
I mean, there was no real name to it. It was just all the neighbors in the neighborhood would pay me to cut the grass.
Well, that's good.
And I took great pride in that.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
That's where I learned my hatred of birds.
Oh, because they would attack you while you were mowing?
Yes, they would. Because a lot of times birds would build nests like in the eaves of the homes.
Yes.
And they have youngins in there, and they think that I'm out to get it on this lawnmower.
Sure.
And they would swoop down, and some of them would make contact with my head.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be
They can
pecking at
They
me.
can be aggressive.
And I'm scared of birds to this day.
What kind of birds were these?
I don't know. Starlings.
Oh, sure. They can be aggressive.
I don't like
Yeah,
them.
I understand.
Kill them all.
A nuisance, the starlings are.
That's right. Yeah.
You feel the same way about pandas
Uh-huh.
that I do about starlings.
That's good. Yeah. Well, because we learned this week that pandas are useless animals that have really no value, and they take like acres of food to keep themselves alive, and they're very stupid.
Remember the first house I ever bought? Very proud of myself that I own my own home. Later, I would go on when the housing market crashed to curse it and hate it because I lost tens of thousands of dollars on this house. But,
Okay.
as many people did. But I move in. I'm all excited. It's like my second week in the house. I go to the bathroom, and I just hear this crazy rustling in the walls. And I'm like, Jesus, there's an animal or something
Right.
in my wall. Turns out some starlings had gotten into the house. They built a nest inside the vent
Oh, yeah.
in my
Yeah,
house.
That's a thing they do.
And so I, call the exterminator, and he comes out and he removes them.
Mhm.
And I said, did you seal up the... Oh, they won't go back in there. I sprayed some stuff in there where they won't go back in there.
Okay.
But like 2 days later, I hear it again. They
And you're
built
like,
the nest
Guess what?
again.
No, they'll get back in there.
So
they don't care.
I call the guy out, and I said, can you please get
Do
rid of this
something?
and,
Yeah.
make sure they don't come back in? I sprayed extra. They won't get
the
back in
spray
there.
isn't working, dude.
No, then they came back again.
Oh, my gosh.
They came back again. Finally, he takes them out, and I said, put some sort of thing on the vent on the outside where they can't get in,
Yeah.
right? So he did. He closed it up.
Put a
And then
grate on it.
He hands me the bill, and on the bill, it's like some $49 charge for wildlife relocation fee. And I said, wait a minute, are these protected animals? I thought they were just starlings. He said, no, they're not protected, but most people want them to go someplace. I said, but are you allowed to kill them and I get to save my $49? He said, yes, I could do that. I said, beautiful. Let's go. Let's go, man.
I mean, at that point, it's like these birds have not gotten the lesson. You gave them a few chances
Right,
to
exactly.
leave. They're not going to go away.
They keep coming in my home.
You know, they say about birds, they can actually see more colors than us.
Is that right?
Their eyes are more developed. So, like when you see, you ever notice how like a crow or some of those like starlings have this too, where they look a little like oily, like they're iridescent. You see little rainbowish colors on the black feathers.
Okay.
They say like the birds can see like very vibrant colors off of that we can't see. They're ultraviolet.
Right.
They can see ultraviolet color that we
Very
can't.
nice. Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg coming up at 3:34. Degenerate T-Bone in the 4 o'clock hour. Guardians and Tigers 6 o'clock tonight. Guards have not scored a run in 20 innings, but they need to tonight.
Mike, why would you bring that up? That's being negative on the Guardians.
I'm very sorry. I have faith tonight.
The Guardians, who did everything right at the trade deadline and definitely shouldn't have like tried harder at the trade deadline to bring in more talent to really make a run at this, given you're one of the best teams in Major League Baseball all year.
They're going to win tonight, and they go back to the land, and they take care of business. This is just a little minor hiccup, trying to give those Detroit hillbillies some hope so they don't kill themselves.
Is that how it's going to go?
That's how it goes.
Are they hillbillies when they're north of us?
There's hillbillies in every state, buddy.
I know that, but I feel like we are the South to Detroit. So I don't know if they would call it that way. I don't know if they would say that they're the
hillbillies. Don't have to be to the south of you. That's fine.
I feel like they do.
They can think that.
You're right, though. If you live in Miami, the hillbillies live north of you.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's there's no hillbillies down there. That's north is where the hillbillies are.
Then it's those Cuban hillbillies. Look at them.
Sure.
Yankees can eliminate the Royals tonight. Mets moved on last night. Your guys.
Yeah.
It's a team of destiny, Bone.
They're playing well. My dad texted me, longtime Mets fan, texted me during the game and said, "Here we go. This is happening." And I'm like, I'm looking at the game and I'm like, "Dad, we're in the 7th." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, only 6 outs away." And I'm like, "What? We can't be texting with 6 outs left."
Isn't that nice, though? He's excited.
Oh, I know. I love it. I love it that he's excited. It's just we usually don't want to say anything until it happens, right? And it's the Phillies. They're a division rival. We know the Mets. If you're a Mets fan, or if you're a fan of baseball, you know the Mets, Phillies, Braves, they all hate each other. That's no good. So I'm just like, can we get through this? We got the heart of the lineup coming up. Unfortunately, it happened. They got it done. A little hairy.
It's all right. It's just drama.
Bottom of the ninth, little scary, but got out of it, and the game ended, and the Mets won. So that's all I care about. Now they move on and await the winner of the Dodgers and the Padres.
So big stuff tonight, Guardians and Tigers, if you're a Guards fan. Jackets open up the season tonight in Minnesota. Our coverage starts at 7:30. We got some news today on Boone Jenner, and breaking news is not good.
Yeah.
So Boone Jenner hurt himself at practice the other day, and from what we heard, it was not a simple thing, but now we got confirmation on that. He underwent successful shoulder surgery yesterday. What does that mean? Well, as we told you before, the Blue Jackets, for some reason, they don't want to put timetables on injuries anymore.
Okay.
So instead, we just have to guess. But here is what Don Waddell had to say about the surgery. Boone had successful shoulder surgery on Wednesday. He'll begin his rehab very soon. And our hope is he can return before the end of the season.
Well, you know what? Since the Jackets don't want to put a timetable on things, I will. Boone Jenner's probably out for the year. That's what that means. He's probably out for the year if he had shoulder surgery, because I'm going to guess at the end of the year, it's not going to be them fighting for a playoff spot. So why would you rush him back to have him get out there only to possibly risk injury again? If there's any chance that this team is not in playoff contention at the end of the season, which seems likely, then yeah, he's probably not going to play all year. And I wouldn't blame him if they don't play him, even if he comes back and 2 weeks to go, he can get out there, play some games. Why risk it?
It's going to be a rough season on a lot of fronts. Just from a personal standpoint, getting back out there when your emotions have been gutted, your team has been gutted, and then from a performance standpoint, because quite frankly, this team is just not any good. I mean, yes, anything can happen if Elvis stands on his head and some of these young defenders start to step up and do what they're supposed to do, but I don't know where a lot of the goals are going to come from here. You're going to need young guys to step up and, really take the mantle now. I mean, it's time for a guy like Adam Fantilli to show if he's going to be a superstar or not.
Well,
not like saying it's overdue. I'm saying he's going to play the minutes this year. See, Boone would go out there, as he should, and he would play the most minutes every single night because he's Boone Jenner. He's the captain. He can play many different positions. He knows what he's doing. But now they don't have that luxury. Maybe before it was, well, we're going to back off Fantilli a little bit here, and he's going to learn in this situation. There's not time for that now. He's got to be one of the guys on the ice for the majority of the game.
James Van Riemsdyk's going to be on your second line, most likely. I mean,
so is LeBanc. He's been here for 2 seconds.
Matt LeBlanc, as you call
Sure,
him.
he'll be there.
Right. Like, the whole reality of this team is there is not a lot of depth. Yeah, I mean, the depth is all young guys and journeymen. So you are now going to have to see if this Jackets team, and I'm not trying to be negative. We're just, everybody else can pretend like there's all this hope and optimism, whatever else you want to say. The reality is this Jackets team is up against it this year for a lot of reasons, some of which are not of their doing at all. But the reality is the reality. If this team even flirts with a playoff spot, it will, coach of the year is what you should be giving Dean Evison if that happens. This is not because I don't believe that some of these young players couldn't be any good. I know you're not of that opinion either.
No,
I think Fantilli's good.
They're going to have all the opportunity in the world to show it now.
Well, right. And right, I'm just saying this is the type of situation that I think any coach coming into it, especially with what happened during the offseason, all the tragic news that we've dealt with, all of that, coupled with the fact that this roster is just not a very good roster from last year. It wasn't like they were a borderline playoff team last year, and we're talking about this. This is a team that struggled mightily last year and likely will struggle again this year.
Johnny Gaudreau tragically is gone, right? Boone Jenner now is gone for a significant period of time. We don't know how long, probably the entire season. Patrick Laine has also been traded away.
But even if he was here, he's injured now.
Right.
Theoretically would have been injured here.
But I'm just saying, you're taking those 3 guys off of a team that was already in last place.
Yeah.
You know, it's just from a talent perspective, it's just going to be a tough ask. Boone Jenner, too. Boone Jenner may have had the worst 12 months in the world whose last name is not Gaudreau.
Well, right.
Because in the last 12 months, this man has had his face broken.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He dealt with the death of one of his children.
Unbelievable tragedy.
I can't imagine that. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's dealing as the captain with the hockey club after one of his teammates is tragically killed.
Right.
And his job now is to go rally the troops and try and get ready and play a hockey season. And he goes out in practice and hurts his shoulder, and he's probably done for the season. I feel so bad for this guy.
I do. I feel awful about this. And I don't. I understand if you are a Jackets fan today, you got your gear on, you're excited, and you're saying, why are you guys starting off the season by saying, hey, just know this is going to suck?
No, I'm sorry we're talking about reality today. I'll be excited when the game starts tonight, but this is reality.
I get it, though, that most fans, though, rightfully so, and I'm a fan. I don't want to just know the whole season's already been predicted, so I even play the games. I like the idea of being able to go into the season with a fresh start. And I think it's worth putting all this out there so that if the Jackets do something miraculous, this is how we establish that it is miraculous, right?
Oh, it would be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. So, while I would love to see that, our job is to tell you what we think is going to happen as we start off this season. It's going to be a very difficult season, I believe, for this Jackets team. If they prove us wrong, that would be the most welcome news that's been had around here in a very long time.
Jackets and Wild, 7:30 tonight right here on The Fan. Got some Buckeye basketball news to share with you next. Common Man and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's on westbound 70's off-ramp to northbound 71, the east split on the east side. It will be stop and go from Miller Avenue. We also have another 5-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on southbound South High Street at Rathmel Road. Police are on scene, causing some stop and go traffic from 270 on the south side. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty and Social Security benefits, too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye.
No,
Adios.
but
Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day.
We care about you.
We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Getting closer to the weekend, here's a look here at your weather report. We've got your sunshine today. Temperatures will be cooler than yesterday with highs only around 65. Chilly tonight with a low around 40. A few more clouds tomorrow. Otherwise, mostly sunny with a high of 73. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Thursday. So glad you've tuned in. 3 hours a day, every single day. This stupid show brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. The roof of Tropicana Field was completely ripped off by Hurricane Milton.
Which I seeing that, I mean, it looks like reverse Pac-Man, where like all but like 2 sections are gone. So the 2 sections left make it look like the opening of like a Pac-Man's mouth.
Well, and I'm quite sure they'll remove those 2 sections because they've been damaged somehow.
Yeah, they're going to have to remove all of that. I saw an article about this that said that roof is held up by, and again, I had to double check this 3 times. This is what it said: 180 miles of cable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure some of those cables were probably, they probably have to check some of those. I can't imagine the job of checking 180 miles of cable all suspended above a baseball field would be easy to do. That is going to be a massive job to fix that. And I know it's one of the many things in the cleanup from these last 2 hurricanes. I'm sure that's one of just put it on the list of stuff that needs to be repaired. That is a massive job, but they do have a baseball season coming up in a few months that they'll have to think about.
Well, not just that, they were using the building as a shelter last night. You had people inside that building who left their homes, and they were told this is a safe place to go.
Yeah.
And then when they're inside, the roof flies off.
Thankfully, no one was injured. I know they were using it for staging as well for first responders. They said, come here, and then when the damage is all, when the hurricane's through, then this can be where you come to sleep and work as we are trying to help people. I remember seeing that yesterday morning, though, and thinking, are we sure that's the place? I mean, I know it's a massive building, but if it was coming right through there, I was concerned about that roof because we've seen those roofs before. I feel like in Minnesota, didn't they have that when they had the old dome where they had
the Metrodome?
Yeah, where they had
snow caved it in.
Yeah, right. And I just remember thinking I know snow is different than wind, but when you're talking extreme levels of weather, it might be that these fabric type roofs, whatever they're made out of, don't hold up as well. They said this one was rated for 115 miles an hour. Clearly, it wasn't rated for whatever came through there because it didn't hold up.
Don't you have to? I always thought about that, with Superstorm Sandy. I don't think technically it was a hurricane. But
Sure,
you know
it
what
was
I'm
a big
talking
storm.
about.
Yeah,
right. Where it's, hey, let's put this amusement park and Ferris wheel right on the beach. Just right on the sand.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this horrible storm comes out and destroys everything. And you'd think that would be maybe a message to, let's move it a couple blocks inland if we're going to do that. But no, they built it right back in the same spot. I wonder if something like this forces the city leaders to say, you know what? We built this to withstand 115, but we're confident, and our weather people tell us these storms will become more frequent, so we're going to have to reevaluate how strong we make these buildings, because 115 is not going to cut it, and perhaps we don't make the roof out of bed sheets next time.
It was I think that stadium was built in the early 90s. I want to say it was built in 1990.
1990, because I remember this because the White Sox threatened to move there.
Oh, right.
That was one of the many places that Jerry Reinsdorf threatened to move.
Right. And so I'm saying it may have been rated for whatever mile per hour winds back when it was built. It's been sitting out in the sun for however many years. Now, maybe they've redone the roof a couple times or something. I don't know. But I just wonder if over 35 years, roughly, that thing has been in existence, if maybe there's been some deterioration of some of the material and maybe that weakens it a little bit. Either way, that is one of just many things that were destroyed by yet another ridiculous hurricane. Thankfully, not as bad as maybe some had predicted, but still awful.
Yeah, we'll
for
tell
a lot
that
of
to the people that lost everything.
Exactly right. So thoughts are obviously with them as well. But yeah, the hurricane season's not over. That's the other problem. We're smack in the middle of it right now. So I hope we don't get any more severe ones, but cross your fingers, I guess.
Buckeye basketball, we have tip times announced for the men's and women's teams. Buckeyes will also have 5 games on Peacock, the men's team.
Okay.
The matchups against Pitt, Valpo, Wisconsin, Purdue, and Nebraska will be Peacock only.
Yep.
They will have 9 games on Big Ten Network, 6 games on FS1, and 1 game on Big Ten Plus, the Big Ten streaming service.
Yes, I presume that is I don't know if that's the preseason or whatever?
No, it's a regular season game. That is the November 19th game at home against Evansville.
Oh, okay.
That is Big Ten plus.
It's like a scrimmage in that it should not be a contest.
So I'm looking at these tip times. I think we had seen this before because this opening game against Texas on November 4th. Where's the neutral site for that game? It's in Vegas. That's right.
Okay.
Because I love everything's just Vegas. Everything's in Vegas.
Got to put it in Vegas, Mike.
Sure. You got one team, Ohio State, in Eastern Time. You got one team in Texas in Central Time. Let's put the game in Vegas and start it at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's the first game of the season. 10
Well, because of all
Eastern.
the Vegas locals that are going to get there, we got to let them have time to get off work and come to that game. Clearly, that's who's going to be there. Not people traveling who are already off work, who are going out there specifically for this game. Not those people, Mike. That would be too easy to think that way.
You know what pissed me off looking at this schedule? This is just a selfish thing by me. Actually, if you're attending these games, it's probably a refreshing change. There's a lot of 6 p.m. home tips this year during the week, which means we get out of here at 5. Like the second game of the season, home against Youngstown State, Monday, November 11th, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess we're doing. I mean, I know some of the TV networks are trying to do that double dip where you get a 6 o'clock and then an 8 o'clock or 8:30 game.
Yeah, well, are they thinking about us?
No.
Are they thinking about Common Man and T-Bone? They should.
I know they should. They are not. They're thinking about their network.
November 22nd at home against Campbell, the soup company, 6 p.m. Big Ten Network.
Those are the Fighting Camels, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
Campbell Fighting Camels. The Smoking Joes, as we also call them.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't do that.
Here's the one that really pisses me off.
Okay.
11/29, which is Black Friday, home against Pitt.
Pitt?
2:30. That's the day before the Michigan football game.
Oh, so you get a Black Friday afternoon game.
So that knocks us off completely. At least on the FM it does. I don't know if we choose to do like a podcast or whatever.
Whatever. We'll figure that out later.
Something.
But yeah, again, most people's concern with that probably is, oh, if I want to go to that Buckeye game, I'm going. Now, maybe you already have Friday off, but if that's when you wanted to go, that's a nice weekend. If you're already planning on doing Michigan game stuff and you're excited about all that, you got Thanksgiving Thursday, you got a Buckeye basketball game in the afternoon on Friday, and then get a nice night of sleep and get up early and head out to watch Ohio State hopefully avenge 3 years of misery against the team up north.
I do kind of miss, though. You know, I like where we're going, and we don't have divisions anymore, and the two best teams go to Indy. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I do kind of miss the Buckeye game not being before Thanksgiving.
Oh, I know.
And it's been this way for a while. I get it.
A very long time.
But I miss being able to have just a regular holiday weekend to enjoy without having nervous craps all that week as we get ready for this matchup.
Well, there are some of you who maybe you're of a certain age where you don't remember when that was. Here's how I can tell you all my school years, what I remember is very vividly going to school the week prior to Thanksgiving with the nervous stomach about the Michigan game. And then that game would happen. I would have Monday to come back home or back to school and be really sad because usually Ohio State lost that game. It was the 90s when I was a kid. And then by Tuesday, Wednesday, you'd start to perk up because you're like, well,
Thanksgiving's
coming.
And I got some days off school.
Yeah, right. And that was the time you had. Now it's just we got to blow through all that, go to our Black Friday sale on Tuesday night, and then go watch the Buckeyes hopefully beat Michigan.
Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a couple minutes slowdown if you're on eastbound 70 on the east side from Hamilton Road to 270. And we have a small delay if you're on southbound 71 on the north side from Hudson Street to 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Where can you find a locally owned John Deere dealership that offers unmatched individual attention? Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Voss Brothers has been serving our friends and neighbors in Central Ohio for over 30 years. Stop by their Powell location on Sawmill Road and make your work easier with the versatile John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Save with huge fall discounts and tackle any task with ease. With low prices and great service, come experience the difference at Voss Brothers Power Equipment.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
How big of a Jackets fan are you? Like scary big? Prove it. Show us you're the biggest CBJ fan and you can win tickets to the Stadium Series at the Horseshoe. Head to 971thefan.com now through October 13th at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Do it.
Full inventory sale at Logan Services. Save up to $2,500 and 0% APR financing for 72 months on a qualifying train system. Plus, your choice of 1 air quality freebie. It's hard to stop a train with a system for every home and budget. Now, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on a water heater and water conditioning combo. Ask us about tax credits when you book your free estimate now. Logan Services.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Will Freeze, right guard for the Colts. He has a broken right tibia. I know that sometimes surgery is an option to repair these injuries when they're pretty significant, and it sounds like he may be one of those candidates. What is the difference between just putting it back in place and letting it heal versus doing surgery?
Yeah, TiVo, man, that's that big shin bone that, you bang up against the furniture and it hurts like all get out. This is a bone, if it cracks a little bit and it stays well aligned, you can put this thing in a cast in 6-8 weeks, it'll heal up. But if there's not proper alignment, twisted, whatever, those things are not going to heal right. And especially for somebody who's playing right guard, I'm sure they want to get it fixed. So my guess is they didn't like what it looked like, so they're going to have to go in there and fix it.
And then for the Cowboys, defensive end Marshawn Nealand, it was initially thought he might have a torn ACL. Turns out it's not as bad as that. He has a torn meniscus. So now there's a chance he can return this season. They're saying 4 to 6 weeks. Pretty good chance he'll be back. How is that injury less significant than the torn ACL, and why is he able to have a quicker timetable on that?
Yeah, ACL, that's a major ligament in that knee and keeps it stable. If that thing's torn, that's a season-ending injury. He's out. They got to surgically repair it. He got a break here with this torn meniscus. As bad as that sounds, and they're going to have to go in through a scope and trim it up or tack it down or whatever. I don't know the details on it. This is something that can heal up in, for you and me, a couple months, month and a half, 3 months, whatever. These guys they're not typical human beings, and they get all this attention, and they tend to heal up a lot faster. So, yeah, he definitely caught a break here.
Great info as always, Doc. We appreciate that. We'll talk again next week, okay?
Absolutely.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg.
Sponsored by Able Roof. Call Able for the proof. 444-ROOF.
Our guy, Adam Rittenberg, covers all things college football for ESPN. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, Adam.
Hello, how we doing, guys?
Oh, fantastic. We got USC and Penn State this weekend. What do we make of USC? Are they having buyer's remorse on Lincoln Riley?
Probably, maybe a little bit. I think the excuses are getting maybe a little tiresome internally for USC, although, you look at that play at the end of the Minnesota game and even the explanation that the Big Ten seemingly gave Lincoln Riley, which he voiced to the media the other day. And, there are certainly some gripes that could be there for USC. But the bottom line is, they hired him to be dynamic on offense and to put them in position to be in the college football playoff. And he hasn't done that, even though they are better defensively this year. They haven't lit up the scoreboard. And, there's been some adjustments to this new conference. And, they kind of faced themselves in a desperate situation against an undefeated Penn State team that is playing with a lot of confidence. And they've made their own changes on their staff, especially on offense with Andy Kotelnicki. And this is absolutely kind of win or bust situation for Lincoln Riley and the Trojans after, a couple of conference losses on the road.
James Franklin made some news this week talking about the runway situation there in State College. They can't fly to the West Coast with, the type of plane they usually would need there. Sometimes they're going to have to go down like this week and go to Harrisburg to get on a bigger plane. I'm just curious, doesn't that also apply to, say, UCLA, Washington, Oregon, USC when they come to State College? How big of a disadvantage do you think that is? And also, is every coach in the Big Ten now using that to recruit against Penn State?
You're right. Well, you can still get in there as a normal person. You just can't have 200 people with you on a large plane. But it is a little rich for those of us who have made that trip to State College to hear about the difficulties for Penn State to get out of there to a much more populated area that happens to be on the West Coast. I get where James is coming from, and maybe they will lengthen the runway there so that they can make these trips out, 1 or 2 times a year. But that is still a very difficult place for teams to come into, and there's been a number of teams that are very used to having to fly in somewhere else and bus to State College or stay a decent distance outside of the city. It's not an easy road trip, not for teams, not for reporters, not for fans, and that all works to Penn State's advantage. Now they have to find a way to navigate with a little bit more of a nuisance going out to face a team like USC on the West Coast.
Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg here on The Fan. I did something this week that I rarely do because I don't take my job seriously, and I watched some film of other Big Ten teams, and I've come to this conclusion, and I'm going to ask you this very leading question. Who is the second best team in this conference, and why is it Indiana?
Well, I think we're going to find out in the next few weeks if it is Indiana. They have played at an extremely high level, and I wrote about this after last weekend that this is a legitimate team and an offense and one that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and they have a lot of veteran players, both offensively and defensively, that Kurt Signetti, I should say, brought in through the transfer portal. Curtis Work, who's a guy that folks in Ohio know about, has been one of the better quarterbacks in not just the Big Ten but all of college football. Elijah Surratt, a tremendous wide receiver. They got some great players on the defensive side, and they all just seem to know their jobs, and they're not panicking. Even when they have a turnover or a negative moment, they seem to come back and finish out these games really well. You saw that in the fourth quarter against Northwestern last week. Now, all that said, you look at the competition, didn't face anybody outside of conference. They haven't played the meat of their Big Ten schedule. That's going to begin in a couple of weeks with Nebraska coming into Bloomington, but they still have Ohio State. They still have Michigan, Washington, those types of teams. So we'll learn more, but this is a very, very impressive start to a tenure for Indiana. And as I wrote, this can really be a model for other programs that are down. How do we flip it quickly? You can look at what they did at Indiana with Signetti and the transfer portal.
I was just going to ask you about the transfer portal, Adam, because something just changed with that recently. The board has approved a decision now to allow for that transfer portal to be shortened both in the winter window and the spring window. They've also gotten rid of the national letter of intent, which I thought was kind of interesting. They're tying all of that now to financial aid. So that seems to be setting a runway for trying to cut down a little bit on the transfers, but also maybe opening ththings up for eventually seeing financial contracts that are just black and white saying this is what you're getting paid and this is what will be expected. How do you read that?
Well, yeah, I know that from talking to a lot of coaches that they would love to see eventually a type of contract system, because it would provide more clarity to roster management, which we don't have right now. And, I know that this year they kept the spring transfer window in place. It'll be interesting to see if that remains long term or if that's just a temporary adjustment, and eventually we just will have the one transfer window in the winter. But again, coaches would love clarity. And while I think some of these NCAA decisions spring up on them and they're not really or they are surprised rather when they're happening and feel like they're not involved in the process, I think the goal is, again, to avoid what we've had the last couple of years, which is, 10 months a year of roster management before you know who you have going into a season, before what's going on here the last few weeks, which is a number of players deciding to redshirt the season. And that's another component. And you're going to be managing your roster now for at least the next 6 or 7 or 8 months. And that's obviously a very difficult thing to do, which I think contracts would, make that a little bit easier.
Around the Big Ten with ESPN's Adam Rittenberg here on The Fan. More chatter this week about a potential scheduling contract between Big Ten and the SEC. A lot of logistical hurdles. Big Ten, they play 9 conference games. SEC, 8 conference games. It makes sense for these two powerhouses to get together in some official capacity. Look into the crystal ball 5 years from now. What type of working relationship do these two conferences have?
Well, I think 5 years, and you've seen the proposals, it could be, a larger super league where there's almost more of a merger. Now, if they're independent, I do think that they'll continue to work together. They're meeting today. The athletic directors, along with the commissioners, are meeting jointly in Nashville. I mean, who would have thought we'd have that conversation, even 7-8 years ago? That wasn't happening with these two conferences, and now they understand where this is headed. A full-on scheduling alliance, I think there certainly is some of that benefit to it. I tend to think it will be more of an informal, we should be playing each other more, and when it works on our schedules, we'll do that. The SEC, as you guys know, a number of those teams want to play their annual rivalries with ACC teams, whether it's Georgia Tech, or South Carolina Clemson, Kentucky Louisville, and so forth. Are you going to add another game with a Big Ten opponent? I think a lot of it will depend on who makes the playoff, and are you being rewarded or penalized for playing a quality non-conference schedule? Let's keep in mind, guys, Michigan won the national championship last year without really challenging itself out of conference. Ohio State could win the national championship this year without challenging itself out of conference. And you can bet that all of these athletic directors, they might meet collectively and talk about alliances, but if it's not going to play out in the playoff selections and who's ultimately winning, that's how they're going to craft their schedules in the future. But I hope we'll see more of those Big Ten SEC matchups coming down in the next 5-10 years.
Adam, we want everyone to enjoy Ohio State and Oregon this weekend. We obviously are carrying the game here on The Fan. Here's my question that probably goes against everything I'm supposed to do as a broadcaster. Is it fair to say this game, while it is huge and it's important, it's going to be exciting, in the college football playoff picture, it doesn't matter all that much now that we have 12 teams? Am I being unreasonable by saying that?
You're not. And again, that would be a criticism of expanding, because before the winner of this game would really have the inside track to be one of the top 4 teams. Now there's obviously a possibility that they rematch in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis. And certainly if it's a competitive game and both teams look like playoff teams, I don't think anyone's going to be come out of that game saying, well, that was one of those teams was eliminated. So it certainly puts pressure on the loser to keep winning and to justify their selection. But with the fact that the divisions are gone and Ohio State and Oregon do look like the 2 best teams in the conference, and there's a strong possibility that they face each other again in Indianapolis. There's less freak out, I would say, on the losing side. But I think everyone's excited to see how these teams look, especially Ohio State, not really having faced any adversity here early on. Oregon has. They've come out of it, but can Ohio State, likely in a game where they'll face some, how do they respond in that moment? That will be something of real value to take away from this.
Adam, we always appreciate it, my friend. We'll talk next week.
Sounds good, guys. Appreciate it.
Around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg on the Bryant Heating and Cooling's Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, good news. Browns know they suck. Details next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into slower traffic if you're on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt from Livingston Avenue to I-70. And you're looking at a couple-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the South Outer Belt from 71 to 23. This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, NA, copyright 2024. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
The Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Oregon.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 2 with the kick at 7:30.
Let's welcome the Ducks to the Big Ten with a nice, juicy loss. Your home for Ohio State football, The Fan.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more. In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Maybe you're saying to yourself, I need some action tonight.
You think I'm going to talk about Hollywood Casino, but I'm not.
Oh.
Instead, I'm going to tell you the Buckeye Show is broadcasting live tonight. The Buckeye Show will be live at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington, across the street from Pick North High School.
Nice.
Show starts at 6. They go to 7:30 tonight. It's all sponsored by our friends at Coors Light. Timmy, of course, will be there. And your chance to meet national championship winning legend, Tyvis Powell.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. If you've never met Tyvis in person and you say, how much of what Tyvis puts out there is an act? The answer, and I've been telling you this for a long time, is none of it. And you will know that for sure when you meet Tyvis tonight at Cardo's in Pickerington.
Absolutely right.
Go there.
Make sure you ask him what he thinks about pizza and how great of a food item it is.
Don't start me on this, please. Please don't. Browns know they suck. Defense held a players-only meeting where they discussed how they sucked. Here's a quote. Who said this? Mike Hilton said this.
Yeah.
I know we've been playing like blank for real, honestly. And we know we have to turn around for us to have a chance to make this run, but that's the thing about this game. You all have another opportunity to go out there and prove yourself. Well, yeah, you do. But, I mean, what shows you that you're trending in any sort of right direction?
No,
That's
I know.
the problem.
He, as a professional athlete, is trying to tell the guys, he's motivating his fellow players.
Absolutely.
Saying,
they should be doing this.
We have a chance now to go out this weekend and rewrite this story a little bit. And then if we do that this weekend, we build off of that. I get where he's coming from. He's trying to stay positive. He's trying to find a way to motivate. For fans, we're looking at it going, yeah, but if that doesn't happen, it's dire straits. I mean,
it's diarrhea.
Yeah.
Is what it is right now.
Right,
and
yeah,
he's doing his job. He's supposed to think that way. He's supposed to think that we can turn this around. He's paid to do so. He's paid to have tunnel vision. From a fan's perspective, though, you watch that game that you should have won, right, on Sunday. You got double-digit lead in the fourth quarter at home.
Yeah.
And you crapped it away for a variety of reasons. And the sad part is, it's not just the defense. Now, you can say, well, the offense went out there, scored 30-plus points. The way that game was managed, the final 3 drives, both regulation and overtime, how do you have any faith in Zach Taylor to do the right thing in another close game at this point?
No, I don't know how you could. I mean, I think that's a real thing you got to figure out. So they at this point, and Joe Burrow had this sentiment that he had earlier in the week, right, where he basically walked back. Was it, who said that originally, that the Bengals are the team to beat? Was that
Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase said that. That's right, yeah. And he basically said, well, maybe that was true at the time. We felt like that. We don't feel like that now. We know.
No, welcome to reality.
I mean, there is reality. They're human. They obviously know where they stand right now. It's you got to figure something out quick. It's not likely to turn around if you don't start very, very soon.
The Bengals are playing poorly, and that is frustrating. The Browns are bad. There's a difference between those two. Now, at the end of the season, the records may look similar. But one team is talented, not living up to expectations. The other team is expensive and bad. And the captain of that ship is Deshaun Watson. He was asked yesterday if he hears the noise about fans wanting him benched. Here's what he said. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I'm not on Twitter. Right. I'm not on any social media or things like that. So anytime that stuff comes up, the only time I hear it first is either you guys bringing it up or somebody else inside the building. And I just don't know where it's coming from.
It's coming from literally everywhere that's not apparently inside the building.
Well,
that's where it's coming from.
The thing is, do you honestly believe this? Even if you believe that guy on Twitter is not really him on a burner account, Leroy or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Leroy Jenkins.
I don't know. But even if you believe that's not him, do you honestly think that Deshaun Watson goes home and doesn't check social media, doesn't Google his name and see what people are saying about him?
I might believe that he's not on Instagram just because the team may have locked that off of his phone so he doesn't message another masseuse. But yeah, outside of that.
He's got another account he uses.
Right. I'm saying there's no way that in the year 2024.
All these guys know.
You can't have heard it. If nothing else, a lot of guys, I'm quite sure, check it for motivation to go, oh, yeah, is that what they're saying about me? Bet. And then they go get to the gym a little earlier. They get into the facility and they watch some film, and it helps drive them to be the best they can be. Some guys feed off of that. Maybe Deshaun's not one of those guys, but if he's saying he's not heard the noise, then he has literally had his fingers in his ear the entire time. There's no way you couldn't have heard it.
These guys talk a big game. And I'm just saying it's unavoidable at this stage. You know, Robert Saleh was just fired by the Jets this week. He went out of his way for the last 3 years to say, I don't read the media. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're saying about me. And then 2 days after he's fired, the first report that I see is, yeah, he let all the outside noise get to him. It personally started to bother him.
Sure.
Well, I thought he didn't pay attention to any of that. He's just going, he's a football guy, right? No, these guys are human beings too, and it's natural. You go home, you get a look maybe at the grocery store you didn't get 2 weeks before. You go Google your name and you see what people are writing about you. I'm not saying I would be any different. I'm just saying this is reality.
No. Then again, I mean, we're all people. We're all humans who you walk down the hallway, someone says, how's it going? And you're like, oh, it's fine. Usually you don't stop and be like, well, I got to tell you. This is wrong, that's wrong, this is happening, that's happening. You just usually say good. I think that's what coaches and players often do is like, do you hear the outside noise? No. Like they're just saying it because it's like, it's easier than explaining what they actually do hear, how they process it. That would be a more honest answer, but they don't want to give you the honest answer. And I kind of don't blame them sometimes.
I saw a story today. I need your help. I need you to tell me if this story is BS or not, because I don't know whether it's true. You help me. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 270 on the North Outer Bell at 23. That's causing some holdup there. And we have some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side from Rubber Road to Cook Road. This report is sponsored by Robert Half. 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals utilize their award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started.
Men, here are a few statistics about erectile dysfunction. First, half of men over age 50 have it, with even more of us affected as we get into our 60s and beyond. ED can also impact younger men, even in their 30s, which makes it one of the most pervasive conditions in medicine. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and statistics are one thing, but it's the emotional toll on relationships and the impact on a man's confidence and self-esteem that are the true tragedies of erectile dysfunction. This is why you need to get treated for your ED, but where you get treated is just as important as getting treated, because who you trust for your health care is critical. At Tri-State Men's Health, men's sexual health is our focus. Our providers are experts in treating ED, and we offer the complete range of treatment options with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means you can get your sex life back. So call us. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save more with digital coupons. California red, white, or black seedless grapes are just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got Blue Jackets hockey tonight as the CBJ play the first game of their regular season. Columbus begins the year facing the Wild in Minnesota. Puck drop is at 8 tonight. Our pregame coverage will get started right here on The Fan at 7:30. It's win or go home tonight for the Cleveland Guardians as they trail the Detroit Tigers 2-1 in the best-of-5 American League Divisional Series. Game 4 will get started at 6:08 this evening in Detroit. Tanner Bybee is on the bump for the Guards. In the other ALDS, the Yankees look to close out the Royals as New York leads that series 2-1. First pitch is at 8:08 tonight in Kansas City. And in Thursday Night Football tonight in the NFL, the 3-2 Seahawks will host the 2-3 49ers. Kickoff from Seattle is at 8:15. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Thanksgiving is coming fast, and with Awaken 180, you can be thankful for dropping 30 or more pounds by Turkey Day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
If you're watching on the YouTube, hello. Thank you for being here. You can see us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Click on the live stream. I'm wearing one of our T-shirts. Can you see it?
I do see it. Yes, you are. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe you're saying, I would like one of those T-shirts, Common Man. Where do I get it? Well, you'll get it on our website. Go to 971thefan.com. Click on the Cool Stuff tab.
Yeah.
And the Fan store is under there. Not just fan T-shirts, but we have different shows. Bishop and Friends have their T-shirt on there, don't they?
Underwear?
Cool Stuff?
Oh, that's where. Okay, thank you.
What?
What? I said under there. I thought I was supposed to do the underwear part, and then you would be like, because you got me to say underwear.
Oh, I don't know.
No? Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know you weren't.
You can get a Teddy, This Ain't One of Them T-shirt. By the way, Teddy, just for the record, this ain't one of them.
I wish I could have one of those shirts.
Maybe if you showed up one day on a Wednesday.
They never gave you one?
Wednesday's T-shirt day, Teddy.
Teddy, you never got a Teddy, This Ain't One of Them shirt?
Well, I did, but it was a extra large, and then I returned it, and then it's just a process to get me. So
they've never
wheels are turning or spinning. Or
is that right?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe one day.
You should speak to our promotions director about that, wherever they may be.
I've talked to some people, and they tell me that they've. They're trying.
Oh, you talked to people. Right. We have people?
Hey, as much as I would love to sit here and just rip the crap out of people
go
who
ahead.
work
Sorry.
here, let me please tell you about the Fan store. I want you to go to the Fan store because not only do they have fan T-shirts, you can get Buckeye merch on there, Brown stuff, Bengals stuff. We got it all, baby.
That is really great. I like the fact that politically
themed T-shirts too.
Well, if we had one that said, we hate these commercials too, it would actually sell quite a bit. But, what can we do?
I got an idea for a sticker.
What's the idea for a sticker?
We haven't done stickers for a while, but I like
want to do them again.
I want to bring a sticker back. How about this? Little sticker you put on the car. Not huge, but big enough for people to read. that just says, I'm listening to Common Man and T-Bone so you don't have to.
I think that's great. I like that a lot. That feels very much like an 80s bumper, 80s or 90s
feels
bumper
on
sticker.
brand for our listeners, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think if we had those made, they would do very well. You want me to get on trying to make one of those?
Oh, God bless. Yes.
Okay.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow.
Guess what else? He handed me one, too.
Well, you know what?
Now I'm in the club. Well, which one do we want to talk about?
Well, just pick the most important things for tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. Morning Juice. How about 8:33? Buckeye legend A.J. Hawk, as he does every week, joins the program. Then in the 9 to noon slot, Bishop and Friends, 10:33, Tim May joins the program, so you know when to avoid. 10:33 is when you would want to go.
Yes, listen to the entire
else.
show except 10:33 when Tim May is on.
And then 12:30, we got Brady Quinn. 12:33, big noon kickoff. Because, he's on that show, but he's going to be on with Rothman and I, so that's great. And then tomorrow, 3 to 6 p.m., Common Man and T-Bone live at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino.
Yes, if you missed us the last time, we're back at the Sportsbook, and it's not going to be raining horizontally tomorrow like it was the last time we were out there.
That is correct.
So stop on by and see us, please.
There will be presumably some baseball to watch tomorrow. There will be all kinds of stuff going on.
We will have things to give away.
Yes, we have things to give away too. So that'll be fun.
The overzealous woman who works in the casino restaurant will scream at you.
Yes.
So there's that.
Actually, I just realized tomorrow there is only scheduled the 8 o'clock Dodgers-Padres game. So there will be baseball, just won't be during our show.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Saw a story today. I don't know if I believe it or not. You tell me. Saying that Carrie Underwood makes $1 million every time her Sunday Night Football theme is played on NBC. $1 million. So 18 weeks of Sunday football, $18 million.
There's no way that it's...
You don't believe it?
Did they pay her? What if they said we paid Carrie Underwood $20 million basically to record a song that yes, she sings, but it is produced by someone else. There are musicians on it that are not her. She does sing on it. Then how much do all the other people get?
Well, she pays them maybe.
Okay, I'm just telling you, I would be shocked if to play a song on network TV that you own the rights to. It's not like that song is Aerosmith or something. It's someone else's song and you have to buy it from them. You're commissioning her to make a song for you that it would cost you $20 million.
Per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
Because they're saying she's getting this $1 million every week that they play that song. And they don't play like a 3-minute long version of it, do they? I mean, I know it's a long intro, but it's like a minute and a half. It's not even like a full song. There's no way they're paying her $1 million every time that gets played.
How much do you think we would get for our CBS football theme song?
Well, you know what? We'd probably get nothing for it because we took copyrighted stuff and just wrote new lyrics over it. But I will say
we did all the hard work, though.
Here's what I will say. If you're paying $20 million for that intro music, just pay Mike and I to go football, and then that's it. Because no one is tuning in for the theme song. We're tuning in to watch the game. That's why people watch.
I know the Chiefs and Steelers are on, but I didn't care for the song, so I'm going to turn it off.
Right. I do think if we were allowed to remix songs like that CBS song that we did.
Oh, here it is, baby.
That'd be great. Here it is, baby. Watch football all day long, yeah. Give me some wings and nachos and beer. Later I'll order pizza and drink some more beer. I'm gonna leave a dent in my couch. This is the song we sing before football. Nobody bug me, I'm watching football. Can't walk the dog, no, I'm watching football. Ignore my family, I'm watching football. This is my day, football Sunday. Leave me alone!
Here's the good news, CBS. We'll only take $1,000 every single time you play that song.
That's right. We made it better. We added to it. You can use it for $1,000 every time you play it. That's fine. I'm with you on that.
We work in a building that is a CBS affiliate, 10 TV.
That's right. Get it up the chain of command there. Let's go. Let's talk to Big Rick, our guy.
Today I did a little something.
What'd you do? Oh, I know what you did. Yes.
Television today.
Yeah, they 10 TV is looking for a new anchor, a new news anchor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so you offered to audition for the role. And when you told me this, I thought, all right, they're going to get like an intern. They're going to get maybe like a mannequin to sit next to you. They're going to turn the cameras on.
That's
they're
what
gonna
they should have done.
They're going to let you sit there for 5 minutes, have some yucks, and then say, here you go. Here's the video. Thank you very much. Now get the hell out of here. And instead what they did was a full-on news broadcast with dozens of people involved to actually have this audition that you did.
Including the very lovely and talented Angela Ann.
Our gal.
Who's been at 10 TV for a long time.
She's a pro's pro.
You know who else was surprised by the production? Me. Because I showed up thinking, well, we'll do some yuck time for 10 minutes. And then I get in the building and the first question I get is, did you get a chance to read the scripts? Scripts? No, nobody sent me any scripts. No, we did a full newscast. I was a co-anchor for a full newscast.
That went nowhere. Like,
it went nowhere, but we have it now.
Now it's going somewhere, apparently. Is it out there?
That's not out there yet, but it will be out there soon.
Are we sure?
They're editing it. I don't think it's out there now.
It seemed like people in the chat were starting to talk about it.
They were?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
No,
Chat.
I mean, I put the photo up about me.
Oh, that's what it is. You sent the photo
getting
out.
some makeup on today.
Okay, so there we go.
But, no, it's not up yet.
Soon.
F-Bomb Jen is working on it.
Okay.
I did do my best. You know, Angela Pace was there. She was my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
We should have that. You know, the voice.
Yeah.
They have, musicians. They mentor people and they try and win a contest. We should do that with news anchors.
Mm-hmm.
Where Angela Pace molds me into a respected news anchor. And so before the show, all she said to me was, hey, just remember, you're not on the radio. You can't talk about your genitals.
It was Angela Ann or Angela Pace?
No, Angela Pace said this to me.
Angela Pace said this.
I know how you're confused. They're both Angelas. They both read the news.
No, you said Angela. I didn't know which Angela you were referring to.
Angela Ann was with me on the desk.
Yes, Angela Pace said this to you. Okay.
Was talking to me off the air and said, hey, don't talk about your genitals. Don't talk about your genitals. So I went the entire newscast and I refrained because I listened to Angela. I did not bring up my genitals one time. Which, on this radio show, I do every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bodily function. I have to bring up my genitals or talk about pee-pee no worky. I went the entire newscast, didn't say a damn thing. The first thing she says to me when we're off the air is, why didn't you bring up your genitals? Because you told me not to. I thought you still would. Well, then tell me, and I'll do it.
Yeah, we bring up genitals on this side of the building because on the radio, it's actively encouraged to do so. I bet if they told the news anchors, hey, by the way, from time to time, just make some genital references whenever you feel like it. Just throw it in. Just spice it up a little bit. They'd all start doing it. They haven't told them it's okay. So you're in their turf. You played by their rules.
That's right. Well, I kind of played by the rules.
What did you do?
I just got some looks.
Oh?
I did pack a snack. I had some goldfish crackers in a bag.
How long was this broadcast? 20 minutes?
It was 20, 25 minutes.
You need a snack after a little bit of that. It's a lot of reading.
It's a lot of reading. I was polite, though. I offered my co-anchor some goldfish.
That's right.
She seemed a little put off by it.
Did Angela and she didn't take any?
No, she didn't want to take any.
Well, that's too bad.
I kept in my pocket. And under the desk, they had all sorts of weird stuff. They got a pedal, like a foot pedal.
For what?
So you can control the speed of your teleprompter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Did you just slam on the brakes like as soon as it started going and say, please make this pictures?
That sounds like a disaster for you.
The whole thing was a disaster, Timmy.
But the pedal?
They didn't let me work the pedal.
They disabled it for you?
I expressed concern about the pedal. They had someone doing it for me. But there was actually a little person under there working the pedal.
I would be pedaling. I would want the pedal. I would demand a pedal. I want a pedal now.
You'd be in a newscast 3 weeks from now.
I'd love to pedal. Do it. I'd love to do it.
It's been a long time since Aaron Rodgers has accomplished something that he used to do all the time. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking 3 lanes if you're on westbound 104 at 71. And we have another 10-minute delay if you're traveling eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt from 315 to 71. This report is sponsored by Z-Bar. Tough roads demand tougher protection. Shield your vehicle's underside with genuine Z-Bar undercoating from $2.99 and fortify your truck bed against scratches, impacts, and dents with Rhino Lining Spray-On Bed Liner starting at $4.99. Z-Bar, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Welcome, Columbus, to the all-new Toyota Direct. We've expanded our showroom, enhanced our service with 6 lanes, 85 bays, and 65 techs. Enjoy the new lounges with all of the comforts and extras. And now get 0% for up to 72 months on 100% of all new 24 and 25 Toyotas. Come see your all-new Toyota Direct, the area's #1 Toyota dealer.
0% for 72 on a new 24 Tundra with approved credit. Max financed MSRP on vehicle. Cannot combine offers. Must take delivery from dealer stock by 10/31/24. See dealer for details.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. Eventually. How about right now? Trust and Will makes the process of creating your will easy. Like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. Visit trustandwill.com and use offer code Columbus for 10% off your plan. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, one question at a time. Trust and Will offers a step-by-step process, and all documents are state-specific, legally valid, and secure, so you know your future is protected with peace of mind at trustandwill.com. Visit trustandwill.com and use offer code Columbus now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trustandwill.com. Trust and Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney. Documents are not valid until formally executed in accordance with applicable law.
Get your X to the Lodge for the freshest menu additions. Spice up your wing order with new sauces featuring the chicken tikka or spicy chili crisp. Or try our famous flatbreads with the backyard barbecue brisket or chicken tikka. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Bo Bishop here for my friends at Diamond Cellar. Ready to pop the question but don't know where to start? Visit Diamond Cellar's After Hours on October 17th for a night out with a DJ, drinks, and exclusive discounts on engagement rings. And a chance to win OSU or CBJ tickets. Diamond Cellar's After Hours event October 17th on Sawmill Road.
It's Thursday Night Football on ESPN Columbus and the Fans HD2. Catch the 49ers and Seahawks from Emerald City. Live coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Low energy, brain fog, or bloating? Your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a comfortable finish on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Down to the upper 30s for Friday morning with some patchy frost. After that, plenty of sunshine, a warm afternoon. Temperatures back in the low 70s, and temperatures staying in the 60s for Friday night football. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Off topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this dumb show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling.
Yes, indeed.
Aaron Rodgers. By the way, I saw the Jets have said that offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett not going to call plays anymore. Passing game coordinator Todd Downing gets the nod. This piggybacks off of what I was saying yesterday. You know, Aaron Rodgers went on McAfee and said, I resent the question, the implication that I had anything to do with my head coach getting fired. And I said, you know what? For the first time in my life, I believe this guy. Because I don't think he has that type of clout in the building anymore. I don't think Woody Johnson cares what Aaron Rodgers thinks. And this is just more proof of that. Nathaniel Hackett is Aaron Rodgers' hand-picked guy. He's comfortable with him. He's the reason he has that job. And now you've taken all the power out of his hands.
Yeah, I think you're right. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'm curious to see where this marriage between Aaron Rodgers and the Jets goes, because
south quickly.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't turn around very quickly, there's not a lot of hope left for that franchise to get it right with him. And then I don't think I forget what his contract situation is. Does he have another year there?
He does, but I think they can cut bait with him, and it's not the end of the world. It's not like a Deshaun Watson deal.
No. Well, good for them for not being that stupid. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the right move to go. If you're going to have a new interim head coach here, which I don't know who. Do we know who the new interim head coach is?
It was their defensive coordinator. I forget his name.
Yeah. Well,
make it up.
It doesn't matter. Bill Smackeltooth, my guy.
Smackelpoof?
Smackeltooth,
oh,
my
tooth.
guy. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not surprised that they're now moving in this direction, because it's a clear message to Aaron Rodgers, isn't it? To say, you have to get this job done, and we're not going to let anybody else who's your handpicked guy or guys that you want us to bring in. We're not doing any of that until you show us some returns.
You're not running the show anymore.
Yeah.
We put our faith in you. You know, Robert Saleh was a defensive guy. He hired whoever the hell you wanted, essentially, to run the offense. And your guy, your handpicked guy, Nathaniel Hackett, sucked.
Yeah, apparently there was some drama around this team involving the way that, you know, Hackett was handling himself as well, if you read some of these reports. So, yeah, it's a mess there in New York.
I saw this today, Pro Football Talk, from Michael David Smith, a.k.a. the British Bulldog. He says, Aaron Rodgers hasn't passed for 300 yards in a game since leading the Packers to a win over the Bears, on December 12th, 2021. Wow. Few quarterbacks start for so long without hitting the 300-yard threshold. Now, we're not talking about, you know, dates on a calendar here. I'm aware he missed an entire year. We're talking about consecutive starts. He has now started 28 consecutive games, including the playoffs, without hitting 300 yards, which is the NFL's longest active streak, and tied for the longest in the last decade with Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, and Josh Allen, all of whom had 28-game streaks that they snapped by throwing for 300 yards in game 29. Do you know who has the longest streak of all time?
I have no idea.
31 consecutive starts. Byron Leftwich.
Really? Not throwing for 300 yards?
With the Jags, Falcons, Steelers, and Buccaneers over a time span, 2004 to 2012. Didn't have 300 yards in any of those starts.
I'm guessing at least in in a majority of those starts, right? At that time in his career, he was probably being brought in as like secondary guy, backup guy.
Well, not in 2004.
No, but like towards the end of that time there, maybe he wasn't that good. And then doing backup roles. When he would come in, they probably weren't calling offenses that were like, yeah, we want you to air it out today, Mr. Backup. No, they probably were trying to keep it safe. I am not surprised that there's a decent number of guys who had streaks like that fairly recently, given how the offenses have gone, right? Where now you have so many offenses where guys throw the ball to the line of scrimmage or just beyond it, and then it's expected that a player's going to have to make a play. They look at it almost as like a glorified running play. That all said, Aaron Rodgers being one of the guys who has the longest streak now, or has a streak longer than all those guys at this point, that is shocking. Because I would have thought at some point, while he hasn't been great these last few years when he's been healthy, I would have thought he would have one game where he just aired it out. Maybe they lost, but he still cracked 300 yards.
Although, isn't it a coincidence that the last couple weeks, the offenses in the NFL have looked much better? Could it be because the preseason's actually important?
No kidding.
You know, and it's not because, we should bring it back to 4 games. No, these teams were making a mockery of the preseason even before then. They weren't playing their starters. Most of these guys weren't getting any time. And then, go figure, the first 2-3 weeks of the NFL season, your offenses go out there and look like crap. And then we all have the conversation nationally. What's wrong with the offenses? Do we need to outlaw Tampa too?
Well,
and change the rules?
Mel
No,
Kiper,
you need actually a preseason where guys get ready properly.
I'll say this, though. I don't know that we do. I will disagree with you on that I don't know that we need a preseason. We can have 2 games and go for it, because the reality is they're playing 18 of them now. There's no way you're going to have 18 great games.
That's fine. What I'm saying is there's a reason, though, why the offense is in a state that it is.
Right. And to your point, there was no need to panic about it and say, oh, my God, football's broken forever.
No.
Right.
We have the same thing in baseball, where the first couple weeks, the first month, really, of the baseball season is just common knowledge. Pitchers are ahead of hitters.
Yes.
You know, they just get ready quicker.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how it kind of works.
Right. And then it'll work itself out as the season goes.
And if we need to recalibrate, hey, maybe in week 3, you need to drop, maybe not have that hot take of quarterback X is done and can't play anymore. Yeah, okay. Maybe we can recalibrate our systems a little bit, especially if
except
quarterback
Deshaun
X.
Watson.
No, but if quarterback hang on. If quarterback X is a guy who didn't practice all preseason or didn't play in any preseason games, comes in and has, like, Joe Burrow has shown us he's good in the last few years, has he not?
Yes.
We have plenty of games we can go to last year and the year before when healthy that he's really good. And then this year, when he had a little bit of a slow start, people panicked. Well, guess what? He's picked it up. He looks a lot better now, doesn't he? I think that kind of solved its problem there. Now, it doesn't mean the Bengals are all fixed. It just means he's playing better.
Right. Unfortunately, those games counted.
I know they did. And so did the other ones they're going to play later on this year. My point is, Deshaun Watson and other players that we've looked at and said after 5 or 6 weeks, that guy sucks. We're also going off of the last couple years where he's also been bad when he's played. So this is not a 1 game or 2 game sample size. All I'm pointing to is maybe it's okay if the first couple games aren't great. Did the ratings suffer? Or have we only had story after story after story where every week they're like, a new ratings high for Sunday Night Football, for Monday Night Football, for all of it? Even with this craptastic offense, no one's turning these games off, and no one is staying away from it. Everybody's watching it. So, yeah, maybe after 10 years of this, if every September it is just dog crap football for a month, then maybe we get into that discussion of should we adjust that if the ratings go down. But I don't think that'll ever happen.
Buckeyes getting ready for Oregon. Ryan Day with his radio show today. You're going to hear from the coach coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a couple-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on eastbound 161 after Little Turtle Way. Expected to move slowly from 270 on the east outer belt. And we have a 10-minute slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side from I-70 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. We're talking tickets, sideline passes, a trip to a postseason game, and more. Register today and every day at roosterswings.com.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Put some miles on it.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2025, Saturday, June 21st, Ohio Stadium. One night only. Headlined by Kane Brown and Jelly Roll. With special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, Connor Smith.
I might drink a little, I might smoke a lot.
Register for pre-sale access now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. Tickets on sale to the general public Friday, October 18th at 10 a.m.
That's how I get by.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff, and one station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner. It's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Attention, small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-medohio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-medohio.com.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Oh, what?
Would you please just call the waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Better care, better value, better results.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code Columbus now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust and Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
Hey Columbus, Caden Curry here, Ohio State student-athlete for Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I've had to be versatile my whole football career. Of course, I'm a defensive end, but I've also played special teams and even played fullback. Whether I'm blocking or tackling, I've got to be ready for any job out there, which is why I love the versatility in Kubota's BXB and L Series tractors. There's no task too big or small with Kubota tractors from Green & Sons. Visit greenandsons.com today, or stop by their stores in Mount Sterling and in Raymond, north of Marysville, and get yourself a Kubota tractor that works as hard as I do.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Bone and I do all our banging at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook that exists right in the center of Hollywood Casino Columbus. Maybe you've never been there before. Well, guess what? Tomorrow's your lucky day. I have personally written a note to your boss saying you can get out of work. You don't have to go.
That's great of you.
Yes.
How generous.
Between the hours of 3 and 6 tomorrow, T-Bone will be broadcasting live without me at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino. I'm just kidding. We'll both be there.
We'll both be there.
Yes, doing the show together, and we'd love to see you. We have prizes to give away, and you can see all the behind-the-scenes radio magic. Psst, it's really boring.
It's very boring.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you think it is. Guys sitting around talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yes. But you can see it all tomorrow, Hollywood Casino. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Buckeyes getting ready for Oregon on Saturday night, 7:30 kick right here on the Fan and on the NBC. Ryan Day with his radio show today. One of the, I want to say surprising, hopeful things that we've seen the last couple weeks has been the development of the offensive line. Here's what Ryan Day talks about. Here is Ryan Day talking about that. God, I suck.
The guys who came back, Josh Simmons, you got Josh Fryer, you got Donovan. All three of those guys are now, a year older. They understand the system better. They had a great offseason. And so they're just a year more experienced, which is very, very important in the offensive line because, like anything else, you're either remembering, you're learning. These guys are starting to remember now because they have enough, plays under their belt. But then you insert a guy like Seth McLaughlin who has played a lot of football and just has a great way of communicating what's going on up front and playing at a high level. He's kind of tied everybody together there. And then Tegra and Austin playing on the right, having guys who have experience around them, I think, has allowed them to play at a high level in there. So I think that's all important.
This Buckeye defense is definitely going to get challenged this weekend like they haven't before. Dylan Gabriel is the quarterback for Oregon. He's played a lot of college football. He presents an issue that, like, Cade McNamara didn't, which is he can move out of the pocket.
He's good at it. He's had a couple of long runs. He had that big, long touchdown run early in the season. So, he's a guy that you got to account for, and that's, the X factor when you're talking about quarterback play. And, he's very accurate. He's good in the pocket. He's smart. He's very experienced, played a lot of football, but he also can, beat you with his feet.
Boner, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I sleep like a baby, I'm worried about nothing. 10 being I'm writing out my suicide note right now. How confident are you in this Buckeye defense to contain Dylan Gabriel on Saturday?
I'm at like a 6.
Okay.
I mean, I'm optimistic that they'll do it, but I wouldn't be like, I don't know that I would be putting a big wager on it necessarily.
No, I'm at a 5 or a 6. I'm appropriately nervous. We'll say that.
Yeah, this is why it's called a test. It's because we haven't seen this team go up against an offense like this so far this year. So this is how we find out how good they are at this point in the season. Obviously, it's early October. There's still a lot of football left to play, but these tests are going to matter because we need to build some confidence in this defense. They've got statistically one of the best defenses in college football. It's top 5 in like scoring defense and all these other categories, but you now play an offense that presents you a bigger challenge. So we'll see if the numbers actually line up with what they can actually do on the field.
Will Howard threw another interception last week against Iowa. Bad news is that he threw another interception. Good news is after he does that, it doesn't really bother him. Here's Ryan Day and how Will Smith rebounds.
That's something that in practice, as coaches, we try to, really put him in tough situations, challenge him in practice to see how they respond. And, he's a guy that doesn't easily get rattled. So for him to respond and play the way he did after that was great and a great sign. But nobody panicked in the locker room at halftime or on the sideline. And so, we're going to need that type of maturity and strength and, ability to have composure in this game as well.
I said Will Smith. Clearly, I meant Will Howard. Shut your hole.
I was going to correct you.
I got it. Will Smith, known farter.
Sure.
You missed that story last week.
I did. I apparently did.
Yeah, the director of Men in Black was on a podcast. Barry Sonnenfeld, I think, was the director of that movie. He was talking about how Will Smith is just a huge farter on set. And one time he farted, and they had to halt production for 3 hours because it smelled so bad.
3 hours?
3 hours to let the smell dissipate.
What kind of... Okay.
I'm just saying.
Did he crap himself?
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, if it's a 3 hour delay, maybe they had to go get new clothes for him. I'm like, my God. Like, I mean, we've had some where it's like 5 minutes go by and you're like, whoo, still. Like, it's still there, but 3 hours? That man pooped himself. That's all that happened.
That man crapped himself.
I'm also going to now believe, because of that story, that that's the only reason he got up and slapped Chris Rock, was because he was like...
He's trying to hold in a fart?
Well, he was going to fart, and he's like, this is going to be distracting. I better do something to draw people's attention away from my just rank ass. And so then he went up and smacked Chris... Yeah, him too, Chris Rock, and then that was that.
Ryan Day is talking about this guy named Jeremiah Smith and how he's fine, and you may hear of him in the future.
When you think of receivers, you don't typically think of somebody that physically, imposing and strong, and there's many things that separate him as a good receiver. But to me, that's probably something that think about the ones we've had here most recently. They haven't been that big and strong, so. It also makes for a great catch radius, and even you think about the fade he caught, he just kind of boxed the guy out, looked like basketball in there, and kind of one hand caught it up there, and so we just thought we'll give him a chance to go make a play.
I mean, that's the biggest luxury you can have for a quarterback, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're one-on-one, you throw the ball up and know that guy can literally hold the other player off with one hand while he makes a spectacular grab with the other. That's something that you would... It feels like watching an NFL receiver, like a veteran NFL receiver who they've dropped back into college, and it's just laughable how much better he is than everybody.
There's a lot of things that you can't tell unless you play serious competition, right? How's this defense going to react? How is Will Howard going to react on a tough 3rd down and 6 when he needs to throw into tight coverage? All of that. And we're going to figure that out against Oregon on Saturday. But I don't like it when people say, well, Jeremiah Smith, he's making all these catches, but he's playing bums. Covered is covered. One-handed catch is one-handed catch. You still have a human being out there in your face.
Yeah, if your argument is that if he goes up against the best teams in college football, they might have a slightly stronger guy there who might not get pushed off the ball as easily, fine. He made a catch with one hand while someone else was trying to stop him, and he physically was making contact with him, and it didn't matter. Like, there's no comparison for what we're seeing. And we just saw Marvin Harrison Jr. here for 2 years, right? At like a high level. And we are sitting here now going, yeah, I don't think we've ever seen a receiver like this guy.
No, he has the ability to be the greatest in a long line recently of great receivers at this school.
And historically.
We are in the golden age of wide receivers for this program. We're going to look back 30 years from now and say, can you believe the talent that walked in the door?
No, I feel like it's so early in his career. He is a true freshman. He has played 5 college football games, and I'm already saying, like, Chris Carter's in the NFL, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This guy seems like he's destined for that path. There seems to be, like, no other trajectory you could put him on. That's how good he seems to be.
And how often do we see a guy who gets a rub from day one, right? Where everybody was talking about in spring ball, watch out for this guy, Jeremiah Smith. During fall camp, watch out for this guy, Jeremiah Smith. You had former receivers that would show up and say, hey, man, watch out for my guy, Jeremiah Smith. We've heard that before, and then we've seen guys go out, and they're fine. But they don't necessarily...
People said a lot about Marvin Harrison Jr., clearly.
That's
and
right.
He was very, very good.
But he has delivered so far.
No, this is a different level. I mean, it's just the stuff that he's doing, like circus-level catches like this 5 games in. Yeah, I mean, it feels like he's going to redefine the position at Ohio State.
Maybe you're saying to yourself, you know what, I got too much money in my pocket. I really want to give some away. Good news. T-Bone's going to help you lose some money. Degenerate T-Bone is next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some slowdown due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of southbound 270 on the west outer belt from Cemetery Road to Roberts Road. And we've got about a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 from 71 to Neal Avenue. And we also have another 10-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 270. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether you need a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today. Roof Revivers. We fix leaky roofs.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We love that place so much, Mike. We're going back again to do a live broadcast.
Friday, October 11th. Be there, be a loser. 3 to 6. That's what time the show is.
I mean, we're losers for being on the show, but you can hang out with us and not be a loser.
We have lots of prizes to give away, including hockey tickets, and we're talking about the big football game they're going to be playing the next day.
Plus, we'll have a fan prize pack given away every hour of the show and stickers.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
This year's starting lineup at Honda Marysville is as strong as ever, so come see us.
Choose from Ohio's largest selection of Hondas and get 0% for 60 on any new CRV, HRV, Passport Pilot, or Ridgeline with the trade.
Honda's built here, Honda's sold here. Honda Marysville. We're closer than you think.
0% with approved credit and 80% of MSRP financed. 2010 or newer trade with KBB appraisal at $2,500 or more. Must take delivery from dealer stock 10/31/24.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye.
No,
Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop. Join us for the Make a Difference Gala at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. Taste new fan barrel picks and support the Third and Goal Foundation. Tickets are on sale now at 971thefan.com. 21 or older, please drink responsibly.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2025, Saturday, June 21st, Ohio Stadium, one night only. Headlined by Jelly Roll and Kane Brown.
Yeah, that's how I get.
With special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, Connor Smith. Register for pre-sale access now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. Tickets on sale to the general public Friday, October 18th at 10 a.m.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Pop, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Saturday is game day on the Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
Jackets open up the season tonight in Minnesota. Our coverage starts at 7:30. Puck drops shortly after 8. The news today on Boone Jenner, who hurt himself in practice, is that he had shoulder surgery yesterday, and Don Waddell says they hope to get him back before the end of the season. So, not good. And obviously, this is the worst offseason any professional team could ever have.
Sure.
You know, look, this is not going to be a good hockey team. I hope they surprise the hell out of us. I'll be rooting for them, as I always do. But if you look back and see what's gone on with this team, let's just focus on Boone Jenner. The last calendar year. Face broken, had a baby die.
Terrible.
Which I can't.
Horrible situation.
I can't even imagine that. Then in the offseason, you're dealing with one of your teammates dying and navigating that water. And then right before the season starts, you hurt yourself in practice and you're out for the season. Essentially, out for the season.
It's
unbelievable.
It's an unreal, terrible streak of everything for him right here. I don't even, there's like no way to quantify that in normal sports terms. You know, it's like a lot of times you talk about a guy who's, he tore his ACL 2 times in 3 years. Yeah, it sucks. This is nothing like that. This is unbelievable.
This is on the ice. This is off the ice. This is emotionally devastating.
Right.
Everything. What a wonderful transition that is to T-Bone losing you money. It's time for Degenerate T-Bone.
Common Man and T-Bones. Degenerate T-Bone.
Degenerate T-Bone.
T-Bone's picks for the weekend.
Sponsored by Ohio Health. Choose between virtual or in-person appointments at 200-plus care sites, providing the finest care anywhere. OhioHealth.com/finest care.
Bone. Well, man, the odds-on favorite to hoist the Stanley Cup at the end of this NHL season is the Edmonton Oilers. They are 8-1 odds right now. Florida Panthers, your defending champs, are 10-1. 11-1 are the Dallas Stars, and the New Jersey Devils sitting there at 12-1. That's, I find, fairly interesting. Maple Leafs 13-1, Rangers also in that spot, as with the Avs, the Hurricanes of Carolina. They are all at 13-1. And then it's the Golden Knights 18-1, along with the Canucks, the Preds, the Bruins. They're all 18-1. And then you've got the LA Kings, first one with 20-1 or greater odds. They're at 22-1. Where do your Jackets sit? Well, the Blackhawks are at 150-1. The Blue Jackets are 200-1. Anaheim is also 200-1, but bringing up the rear, and it's not close, San Jose Sharks 400-1 odds to win the Stanley Cup. Yikes. Yeah.
Different segment, but
yeah, bad. Yes. Also tonight, of course, you've got Guardians and Tigers. Game 4 of that series. The Tigers have the 2-1 lead in
Guardians
the series.
get it done tonight.
Yeah, well,
I'm telling you.
Okay, but here's what I'm telling you. If you're a Guards fan, this is a perfect opportunity to pay for a win. And all this philosophy, I'm sure you've heard it before. I'm going to say it again. Tigers are plus 105 to win this game. So Vegas agrees with you, by the way, that the Guards are going to pull this out. So Tigers are a slight dog here. If you bet on them, if you're willing to lose $10 to ensure the Guardians win, that's what you're doing. You pay $10, bet on the Tigers to win straight up. Ignore any spreads, ignore any of that other, parlays and all that. No, just $10 on the Tigers to win. If they don't win, you get no money back, but you paid for a Guardians win. And if the Guardians should lose and get bounced from the playoffs, well, it's not much consolation, but you get your money back and then some. So if you'd be willing to pay $20, $30, whatever that is, tonight's the night you do that if you're a, diehard Guards fan and you can't deal with the loss of the Guardians in the playoffs and seeing them bounced. World Series odds are out as well. Of course they are. They're always out. But here's the latest given what we've seen in Major League Baseball. You have your odds-on favorite, the Dodgers, still at 7.5-1 odds. Then it is the Yankees at 15-1 odds to win it all. Mets are now 20-1 odds, which everybody's picking the Dodgers, basically, is what that says. The Padres are 18-1, so whoever comes out of that Dodgers-Padres series is viewed to be a little bit more of a serious contender, obviously, than the Mets. That's fine. Meanwhile, the Tigers are 60-1, as are the Guards right now. But Kansas City is 150-1 odds to win the World Series, which at this point, obviously, you know why, because it looks like it's going to be tough for them to do it.
Yankees can eliminate the Royals tonight.
Yes, but there you go. Tonight, Niners at Seahawks. A couple of little prop bets I would look at here. George Kittle, over-under 4.5 receptions. I would say go over on that. He has been getting more work. He had 8 of his 12 targets that he caught in their Week 5 loss to Arizona. And the Niners, of course, love to throw to the tight end. He has caught 4 balls in all 4 of his showings this season, except for the game he missed, which was week 3. So 4.5 receptions seems like a very good bet here. Also, the Seahawks defense, not good. They rank in bottom 10, giving up receptions to tight ends. So that's one to keep an eye on. Also on the other side, if you want to put some money on a former Buckeye, Jackson Smith-Njigba, plus 200 for an anytime touchdown. He is becoming Geno Smith's favorite option. I didn't realize this. Him and DK Metcalf, 2 receptions difference in them for the most on the team. DK Metcalf has 2 more receptions than JSN, and that's all that separates them. So he is becoming like the number 1 target there. He leads the Seahawks in red zone targets this year with 5, and he got his first touchdown catch last week in their loss to the Giants. I think he gets another one tonight, so I like both those bets. Sunday, a little parlay action for you if you would like it. I'm looking at the Texans being 7-point favorites against the Patriots. Their defense gets a crack at rookie Drake May making his first start. Rain predicted in the morning in Foxborough. That could play a factor. However, if it hangs around, you would think who's going to be more likely to be successful in that. C.J. Stroud, having played in some NFL games in the rain, he's not exactly great in them. Record of 2-3 in those games, but I would think he fares better than the rookie, and the Texans defense far better. Parlay that -7, though, with the Eagles -9.5 versus the Browns, because the Eagles defense gets a crack at one of the worst offenses in football. They're likely to get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back, so they should be able to put some points on the board. So -9.5 for the Eagles, -7 for the Texans. I think those are the 2 that you put together and maybe make some cash.
Teddy, Fish said something about breaking early. Does that apply now or just at the end of the show?
No, for all the breaks.
All the breaks ever for the rest of time.
Round 55
We're going,
is a good time
we're late.
to break.
So we're late now?
Yeah, we're late now.
Well, we're always late.
Okay.
No, but
stop it now.
Actually, at the last break, we were right on time.
Right on time. All right. What have we not done today? I know. Fat Boy Food Champ! That's next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of northbound 71 on the north side at Polaris Parkway. And we have another 5-minute delay if you need to use eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, NA copyright 2024. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Hey Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you get the right lawn and garden equipment for the job. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you'll find pros who know their stuff, who don't give you the runaround. Visit them at their Powell location on Sawmill Road for all your John Deere equipment needs, like one of their John Deere XUV 835M Gator utility vehicles. If you need power equipment, you need Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Come on in and get to know them by name at their Powell location on Sawmill Road. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, delivering enjoyment in mowing since 1989.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on on the Care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball, the Guardians will try and keep their season alive tonight as they play Game 4 in Detroit. The Tigers lead the series 2-1 in the best-of-5 ALDS. First pitch is at 6:08 this evening at Comerica Park. In Kansas City, the Royals will host the Yankees tonight at 8:08. New York is ahead in that series 2-1. In hockey, the Blue Jackets' regular season will begin tonight in Minnesota. That's where the CBJ will face the Wild. Face-off is at 8. Our pregame coverage will get started right here on The Fan at 7:30. And Week 6 of the NFL's regular season gets underway tonight in Seattle. That's where the 3-2 Seahawks will host the 2-3 49ers. Kickoff is at 8:15. You can hear that game over on The Fan's HD2. This update is sponsored by The Waterworks. You can trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Thursday. Don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday. Okay?
Yeah.
We need you to come see us at Hollywood Casino Columbus because we're going to be out there doing the show live. And if you don't show up, we're going to be lonely.
Oh, it's going to be awkward.
3 to 6, because that's when the show is. Stop on by and see us. And don't be afraid, to stop over and say hello. As long as we're not actively speaking on the radio.
Well, yeah. But I think all of our audience last time we were there, they all, were very polite, waited till we were off the air.
Right. That's right.
Came up to us, talked for an appropriate length of time. And then when we saw, hey, we got to go back on the air, they were just like, oh, sure. And then
During commercial breaks, if you see the headsets come off, feel free to approach. And if you want a photo, we'll do a photo with you.
Of course.
And we'll stick around for a few minutes after the show as well, in case you want to talk then. Mm-hmm. So stop on by and see us tomorrow, ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now it's time. Teddy, I'm tired of doing this. Teddy, why don't you do it?
What do you mean? What is he supposed to do?
You say it.
Fat Boy Food Tip! Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
I have sad news to report. Today was day one of Chicken Big Mac. I did not get a chance to get it because I had to come in here and play television with Angela Ann. All right, but do not worry. Tomorrow, I will be diving in, and I will give you my full review. I'm looking forward to it. Here's another thing.
Okay.
Dom Taberry continues to force food on me every single time I walk past him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing this on purpose now, where he's getting some of my favorites and trying to get me to eat it. Mikey, I got some Popeye's chicken. You want some Popeye's chicken?
Yeah.
He bought a bunch of Popeye's chicken with biscuits and everything.
No drinks, though.
Well, I have beer in my mini fridge.
I'm just saying, if you're going to bring Popeyes, we need the gallons of soda to go with it, because I need something to wash that down, because it's very, again, I like it, very salty.
So I did. I wouldn't order it on my own, but he had some today, so I tried it. A chocolate chip biscuit from Popeyes.
Oh, I'm sure that's good.
It was good. It's definitely a dessert.
Well, what did you think it was? It's got chocolate chips in it.
I know, but I like to eat my biscuit while I'm eating my chicken, which is why I haven't eaten it in the shop.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, if someone says, I made bread, and you go, oh, okay, that goes with my dinner. And then they said, well, this bread, it has cinnamon dusting on it. It has a lot of butter in it with the cinnamon and sugar, and also it has a glaze of icing on it. It's like, oh, you've got some cinnamon bread concoction.
I understand.
That's now moved into the dessert category.
Let me finish my review. What I'm about to tell you is, if you're a fan of eating the biscuit with your chicken, like I am, order the regular biscuit that comes with the meal.
Yes.
And then order an extra chocolate chip biscuit for when you're done. 2 biscuits.
Do people need to be told this? Yes.
This is Fat Boy Food Tip. This is my Fat Boy Food Tip to you.
I've said, Teddy, if it says it's a chocolate chip biscuit, I'm not like, oh, it's just going to be like a regular biscuit I can dip in gravy. No, it's got chocolate chips in it.
He's trying to help people. I mean, come on. There's some stupid people out there, Bone.
I'm not going to talk for the rest of the segment.
He's trying to help people.
Oh, go ahead.
They have the Bowberry biscuit at Bojangles. Also, it has icing or frosting, whichever you prefer, and blueberries in it. Do not order that and think it's going to taste like a regular biscuit. It will taste different because it has different things in it. Now, I have a couple things for you. One of them is from the Pringles aisle. They have brought back 4 new flavors of chips, one of which, I guess they're not all new. One of them is a flavor they've had that people have requested, and that flavor is dill pickle. Lost on me, but if you like it, I'll let you live.
I like pickles. I have no problem with pickles. I've never gotten into pickle-flavored chips.
Right.
That doesn't do it for me.
So I've tried them. They will have the dill pickle that I guess people have asked for. Also, they are bringing in the Pringles times Hot Ones collaboration. So Hot Ones is the show on YouTube where people eat varying degrees of hot wings. Celebrities come on and try to get through an interview while they're eating hot wings.
The Rock, and then you request grilled salmon strips instead of chicken wings.
Go to hell on all of that. So here are apparently the 2 flavors that they have already done before that they're bringing back. One of them is Los Calientes Rojo, which is a punchy, smoky blend of Serrano and habanero chiles. And then the Los Calientes Verde, which features the perfect balance of spicy applewood, smoked red jalapenos, and zesty habanero.
How could that be bad?
Sure, they sound both great. The new Pringles Hot Ones flavor that they're bringing out is Los Calientes Barbacoa, which will contain a blend of chipotle and smoky jalapeno flavor and earthy herbs and spices. So all of those will be available at select locations soon. The other one is Dunkin' Donuts. They are going all out for Halloween, and I approve of this. The Munchkins are, of course, their little donut hole things. If you like Tim Hortons, you call them Timbits. If you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you get the Munchkins. They're all the same. They are offering those in a bucket that you can order, and then you get the little bucket for Halloween if you've got kids. It's a perfect little idea there. I like that. But the thing that I'm more interested in, I thought you would be interested in, they are releasing, the Dun Kings tracksuits that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wore.
They sold out instantly, right?
Yeah, I guess they must have. They're both offered online for $120, and they are at select Dunkin' Donuts locations, though. So I don't know if any of those are still existing there, but ShopDunkin.com is where they have
Let me
them.
tell you something. I like Dunkin' Donuts. If it's given to me, I don't like them enough to buy a tracksuit. However, if Krispy Kreme comes out with a tracksuit,
I know you'll be on.
I'll model it every single day.
Well, if they had a tracksuit for Dunkin' Donuts, if you could get one, I know, like you said, I think they might have already sold out. If you could get one, though, that is a good Halloween costume because people who get that would know what it's from. They'd know it's from that commercial. And then you'd probably you could use it for that and then also just wear it as a tracksuit. But I'm trying to think Taco Bell, if they sent me a Baja Blast tracksuit or anything, I love Baja Blast. I have it almost every day. I'm a Baja Blast freak. Anything Taco Bell related, I would wear.
I'd wear a McDonald's themed tracksuit.
Well, same.
I'd wear a Taco Bell themed track. Arby's. I'd sport the Arby's.
I would wear a shirt that says "We have the meats" with no other context. I would just wear that shirt.
I remember back when I was banging, I had it was like a yellow Wendy's shirt. Oh. And it had in like red, I think it was like, "Where's the beef?" on it.
Oh, beautiful,
yeah.
Teddy. Really?
Yeah.
That's great. I would love to have one of those.
Did you always get lucky when you wore that shirt, Teddy?
No, because
was there an arrow pointing down that you just drew in with permanent marker?
Yeah, they're like, "Where is the beef?" Yeah,
right here. I think I'm trying to think because here's the thing: being Popeyes, of course. With NASCAR, I have had plenty of times where I've been able to wear clothing that has my favorite food brands on it. Like I've worn McDonald's stuff because of my love of Bill Elliott back in the day, who was sponsored by McDonald's. And now Bubba Wallace has been sponsored by McDonald's. I know other drivers have too. But
Jimmy Spencer
which was a great tie-in. If you know Jimmy Spencer, he was a round NASCAR guy. But yeah, like anytime you can get where NASCAR, just the team apparel is all sponsors. When they get a good food stuff, I like to go get it. Cheddar's. You ever been to a Cheddar's?
No, I know of them, but I haven't been there.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, they're like a sit-down restaurant, Americana-style food. They have pastas, they have burgers, they have steaks, they have little seafood, they have everything kind of.
It's like Applebee's.
Yes,
or
yes.
Charlie's.
Yeah, kind of like I would say they would think of themselves as a slightly nicer version of those restaurants, but sure. That place has sponsored NASCAR drivers as well, and I've always thought that would be a cool logo to have, the Cheddar's gear, because I do like eating there.
All right, one more little tidbit for you. I saw that Taco Bell is bringing back the double-decker taco. Now, here's my question, though. I swear to God it was back at some point recently because I think I had one or 5.
Hang on.
But anyway, apparently it's back full-time now at Taco Bell.
Oh.
That is the hard shell taco and then a layer of refried beans, and then they wrap that in a soft taco.
I'll tell you.
You can get that regular or supreme.
That is for me that is not needed. They do have, to your point, they have a taco on the menu that is wrapped in cheese with a soft and a hard shell, and it's taco meat, but its binding is just other cheese. It's not refried beans.
What's that called?
I thought they were calling it something like the double-decker taco. I got to go look at the menu.
All right, well, the OG double-decker taco,
the original one,
is back. So there's that. And I have an idea for a business.
Okay.
That I'm not going to start, but I think somebody should start.
Mm-hmm.
How about a website? Look, I've said this. Pizza is an American food. It's an American institution. We made pizza what it is today. You want to argue with me? Fine. You're stupid. But even Italians will tell you,
sure,
that there's no place like America when it comes to pizza variety. Just the sheer mass of this country that we live in. Different styles, different places, independent joints, all of that. One thing I love to do when I go to a place, if I go to a local pizzeria, is if they have a T-shirt, I want to buy that T-shirt. So I think we have to have a website strictly devoted to local pizza places selling their T-shirts.
I think that would be great. Yeah, I mean, you could just, like, you go to Major League Baseball's website, they've got every team already there. You don't have to go to each individual site.
And then minor league teams, you can buy stuff from there,
you can
too.
Buy it all there.
If there's some big chain or not big chain, but mom and pop shop, I would say, like in Wichita or something, that's all the rage. Maybe I've never been there before, but I think their logo's cool.
Absolutely right.
I'll go to a website. I'll buy their T-shirt.
That's a great idea. Because then, I mean, it all comes down to your ability to, like, print stuff quickly. You just have to get them to submit their design.
Right.
And then you get the equipment to make it.
The stores aren't in the business of printing and shipping.
They don't have to worry about it. And they get a little money every time someone buys their shirt. They get a little piece of the action.
Well, the other thing they get is they get free publicity.
Absolutely
because
right.
Because people are wearing their shirts.
Yeah. By the way, on the Taco Bell front, the double stacked taco is what I was thinking of. It is slightly different than the double decker taco.
Okay, I know that I just recently had some version of this.
So that one is still soft shell wrapped around a hard shell. There is a layer of nacho cheese holding it together. There are little what they call the fiesta strips, which is like they're like tortilla chips that are broken up and put into the lettuce, cheese, and beef. So whatever. That's what the doubled stacked taco is. That's $1.99. And by the way, that is a banging deal. For $1.99 to get all that, it's good.
LeBron is giving gifts to the Buckeyes. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some slower traffic on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Easton Way and 161. And you're going to hit a 10-minute delay on eastbound 670 from Cleveland Avenue to 71. This report is sponsored by LifeLock. Every 3 seconds, there is a new victim of identity theft in the U.S. This Cybersecurity Awareness Month, get LifeLock for comprehensive identity theft protection. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious activity of your personal information. Start your 30-day free trial at lifelock.com/cybersafety. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner. It's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here for Worthington Jewelers.
Join us for our semi-annual bridal sale.
Featuring our BOGO, buy one, get one 50% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, or wedding sets. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 971 The Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
Listen to Sherrod Brown when he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty, and Social Security benefits, too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Low energy, brain fog, or bloating? Your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a comfortable finish on this Thursday, mid-60s across central Ohio. Down to the upper 30s for Friday morning, and after a frosty start, a pleasant finish. Plenty of sunshine and temperatures back in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
Thursday Night Football tonight. 49ers at the Seahawks. I think we'll have that on ESPN Columbus on 1460 on the AM dial and the Fans HD2 because Jackets open up the season tonight in Minnesota. Our coverage will start at 7:30. And even though I'm predicting pain for the season, I do not think this is a good team because they're not.
Sure.
I'm going to predict a victory tonight. I feel good.
Oh, I hope so.
I feel good about tonight.
I hope you're right.
They're going to go out there. They're going to play with their hair on fire. They have all this pent-up energy ready to go. See the young guys take the center stage tonight. And the Wild probably think the fans are showing up saying, we got 2 points in the bag.
Yeah.
It's opening night. Blue Jackets are here. They suck. We got nothing to worry about. Yes, you do.
I love it.
We're coming to town. We're going to kill you.
I hope that's the case. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
I have something else to say. Before I get to LeBron, a neighbor of mine, Jen.
Not Jen Winters.
No.
Okay.
She's not allowed in our neighborhood after the incident. We won't discuss that.
Where she just fell down? Was that what it was?
Yeah. There was falling, there was rolling, there was cussing, there was nakedness.
Okay.
There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff. Okay. Anyway,
sure.
My friend Jen, she said, I make a wonderful grape pie.
Oh.
And I said, I've had a lot of pies.
Yeah.
Have you had a grape pie before?
No. I know. I remember reading something about how grape desserts specifically are just not very often do we do that for some reason. And I can't remember. I think did we talk about this once with like ice cream? Because like grape flavored ice cream is a thing.
Maybe we did. But anyway, she says her favorite dessert ever is grape pie.
Okay.
She used to make it all the time with her mom when she was a kid. She grew up in Hillbilly, Indiana.
Okay.
And I guess this place where she grew up, lots of grape pie. And I said, well, I'd try a slice if you want to give me a slice of grape pie.
Yeah.
And she says that her husband, they've been married for, I don't know, probably close to 20 years, has never tried a piece of grape pie.
But she loves it.
She loves it. They have it all the time.
She makes it.
She makes it. It's not that he doesn't like it. He refuses to even try it.
That is, yeah. If my wife has made things that to me don't sound appetizing, like with the ingredients involved, they're not my favorite things to eat. But she's made it. I'm going to give it a try.
So she cut me up some grape pie.
Okay.
Samantha and I both dug into it. It's pretty damn good.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it is also, it's not just grapes and then that's it. Like I'm sure there's copious amounts of sugar.
No, it's of course it is. It's like
filling.
It's like a cherry pie.
I was going to say like probably similar to cherries. Those are pretty.
You get the texture of the grapes. Think about like a Concord grape jelly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's that, but meatier.
Okay, yeah,
It
right.
has more grape texture to it, and it's wrapped in a flaky pie crust. It was very delicious.
Sounds great. Did we find out anything about why this husband has not ever tried this pie? Is this woman kind of throwing herself at you right now to say, hey, you know what? He won't eat this great pie. Maybe you should come over and eat it, you know? Maybe that's a little bit of a double entendre, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe she's throwing it out there at you.
You know who else had no interest in trying the pie?
Who's that?
My wife.
Oh.
So maybe we just do a little swapsies. Everything's all taken care of.
Then those two will never see pie again.
Everything's all taken care of.
And you just eat pie all the time.
LeBron has gifted the Buckeyes some cleats. Gifted 120 Ohio State football players a pair of LeBron 4 eggplant special edition cleats ahead of the team's marquee matchup with Oregon. Buckeyes announced the gift in a shared social media message with James.
Great. That sounds, you know what?
He's done this before. He gave a pair of LeBron 4 graffitis to all the players for the Penn State game in 2023.
Well, when you go over to the basketball facility, like some of us have, you go back in the back there, they have a homage to LeBron, just LeBron shoes, because he's clearly given a lot of those shoes to the basketball team as well, because he considers himself a Buckeye, and I welcome it, even though, of course, he never played here. I know he's given Beats headphones as well to the team.
Yes, he gave Beats headphones before the Wisconsin game. This was all last year, and then Scarlet Air Zoom Generation 1 cleats before the game last year, which obviously didn't work out.
Yeah.
So hopefully these cleats work out better for the Buckeyes as they head on the road to play Oregon on Saturday.
Let's hope so indeed. By the way, I'm trying to find out on the grape dessert front, the story that I had heard, and I don't know if any of this is true. The story that I heard was that Ben & Jerry's, when they were developing ice cream flavors, that there was something to do with one of them tried a grape ice cream flavor. They gave it to a girl they had a crush on, a woman they had a crush on, and her dog licked the ice cream.
I know that I just learned, actually, that grapes are very dangerous to dogs.
Yes. And so then it says that this was something that this is internet lore. I don't think this is actually true, but this is the rumor I remember hearing, was that the Ben & Jerry's grape ice cream incident that killed a dog led to people freaking out about dogs and don't make desserts with stuff in it because dogs might get to them.
But that doesn't stop people from buying grapes.
No, it does. Well, it does stop us from buying grapes.
Oh, really?
Well, in our house, when Abby was, now our youngest is 5, she doesn't throw food on the ground. But when she was 1.5, 2, that kind of, and before, when we would start feeding her solid foods, we stayed away from grapes because we thought, oh man, if she just has one of those things where she tips the bowl over and there's 20 of them on the ground, you find 19, the dog finds the 20th one. We thought, maybe we shouldn't. So we've only recently started buying them again, but we kind of, we have to know when the grapes are out so he doesn't get to them. Because he'll just eat it up. And then, he doesn't know any better.
Do other animals have reactions to grapes or just dogs?
I don't know if
if you give a squirrel a grape, it's fine, probably, right?
I don't know. It's crazy, right? Because we just think about all the things that dogs can eat that we can eat as well. They can eat stuff that we eat for dinner all the time.
We had a raccoon trap put outside the house.
Yes.
You know what they put inside raccoon traps?
No.
Marshmallows.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, marshmallows.
They love marshmallows.
For the raccoons, yes.
Okay. I had no idea.
So you come out the next morning and see if the raccoon's in the trap.
Do you know what raccoons do with their food? This is real. A lot of times raccoons, when they find food, because they have those little hands, they can kind of walk around on their hind legs.
Creepy.
Oh, they're cute.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Rabies-infested freakos. I hate raccoons.
They're animals.
I don't like them.
No, anyway. So they'll pick up their food in the wild because they're scavengers. I mean, they will hunt food, I'm sure, but most of the time they're finding things, and they will take it if there's near water. They like to wash their food.
Really?
So they will take it over to a river and then dunk it under and rinse it. And what I saw somebody do on social media, which is very cruel, don't do this to your raccoons if you ever see one. They found raccoons in the wild and they gave them pieces of cotton candy. Because cotton candy, when you put it in water, it dissolves.
Right.
So
then they were just very confused.
They get this giant pile of, and they're like, oh, and they take it over and they put it in the water.
Yeah, I'm all for screwing with animals.
And then you would see the raccoon just being like, and just reaching in the water.
You're just screwing with them.
No, but the raccoon's Jerry, I swear to God, I found this giant ball of sweetness, and I tried to eat it.
Water was
I
gone.
cleaned it, and then it was gone.
No, that's fun. You don't think the aliens are having fun with us right now?
They have to.
They're doing things to us we have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
The Northern Lights, that could be a big alien experiment.
Well,
it's like, oh, look at that Northern Light. It's probably some alien playing with a cat toy above us.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what was happening when all of us were out there. Like, was that this summer when the Northern Lights were we were getting them? And
they're
we're
coming back now.
I know. I got to go look for them again. I loved it. I was so excited.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I got pictures of it.
I didn't see
Not great ones, but something.
Oregon will intimidate you with its darkness. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the left lane. If you're on eastbound 670 at Leonard Avenue, it is stop and go from Neal Avenue. And we have another 5-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
It's never too soon to get a jump on your holiday shopping, especially at Meijer. Start saving this week with our earliest holiday deals and get over 40% off on items like Mr. Coffee Coffee Maker or SodaStream Terra Machine. Start checking off your list and get 20% off on select toys like Nerf and Series Dart Blasters, Play-Doh play sets, and assorted puzzles. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Finally, fall is here. The leaves are changing, the air is crisp, and the cooler temperatures are a welcome relief. But as those temperatures continue to drop, it's also a reminder that winter is just around the corner. We know it might feel a little early to start talking about freezing temperatures and snow, but now is the perfect time to make sure your roof is ready. Before the winter weather hits, wouldn't you like the peace of mind that your home is protected? If you're unsure about the condition of your roof or just want to be prepared for the months ahead, call the professionals you can trust at Newman Roofing. With over 30 years in business and 3 generations of Newmans in the roofing industry, we're dedicated to educating you about your roof so you understand exactly what's happening. We believe that an informed homeowner can make the very best decision for their needs. Give us at Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Let Newman Roofing help you prepare for winter the right way.
High Bank Distillery is hosting Battle of the Burgers October 14th through the 19th. Visit High Bank's 3 locations, get yourself an $8 burger, upload your burger, tag High Bank on social media for a chance to win free burgers for a year. Details at highbankco.com/battle.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The dumb is strong with this show. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Tomorrow, come see us at Hollywood Casino Columbus inside the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. We're broadcasting live from 3 to 6 because that's what time our show airs. Stop on by and see us. Just a reminder, it is a casino, so you have to be 21 to get in. I know that pisses off some of our younger fans, but I'm sorry about
rules
that.
Rules are rules.
I know.
State laws, man. What do you want us to do about it?
Are strip clubs 18 or 21?
I think they're 18. What I've always imagined. I've always thought that. I think they're 18. Yeah.
Because I mean, is booze there?
I think it depends on maybe some of the rules about if you serve alcohol, maybe it's different. I don't know.
What about full friction strip clubs? What about that?
Are those a thing?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that they advertised like, oh, this one's full friction.
Yes,
Come on in.
When I was a kid, back when I was banging in Chicago, I would listen to The Score, the sports radio station there. And they had strip club ads, but then they had strip clubs that would say, we're full friction.
Okay.
We're not like that other prude strip club.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get on you and grind.
Oh. They were doing this in the 80s and 90s?
Yes.
When you were
absolutely.
Back when you were banging?
What, they didn't have disgusting people and needs back then?
No, they did, but I'm saying like back then here, they wouldn't let you run an ad for like, an adult entertainment store, let alone like a strip club.
And I hated that. First of all, we used to, back in the day, be owned by the Wolf family who owned the Dispatch. Mm-hmm. So it was Dispatch, us, 10 TV.
And you want to talk about prudes.
Well, no, for the long, it was inconsistency. That's my problem.
They were not a fan of any of that.
For the longest time, we couldn't take any business from strip clubs, from Pee-Pee No Worky, from even like beer ads we couldn't run, right?
Maybe. I don't know
of
about
restrictions.
I don't know about beer ads. I know liquor and stuff like that. No go on that. I got it.
Anyway, we couldn't take any of that money. It's like, well, it's a corporate culture thing. But meanwhile, you buy the newspaper and you scroll through the ads they had in the newspaper.
Yes, you're right.
They would have the clubs and the escort services and whatever the hell else they had back there. They had no problem taking that money in print, but for some reason, we couldn't have it on the radio. That pissed me off.
Yeah, I remember actually as a kid getting a Columbus Dispatch. I think it was in the sports page or arts and leisure where they would have it. But I remember I would always flip to it because, again, as a repressed, very religious household that I lived in, which is fine. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's how I grew up. Seeing like a lady smiling at me with like just a quarter of cleavage, I was like, oh, yeah. What else is going on over there? Private dancer. Tell me more. Yeah, I was, again, I was like 12. And I'm like, I don't know what these feelings are, but I'm feeling feelings right now.
I think I asked my dad once, Dad, what's full friction? And I'm sure, by the way, our listeners have the same conversations with their kids. Every single time Pee-Pee No Worky
we are sorry.
Look, this is the business, okay?
Yeah.
We're trying to stay afloat here. I don't know if you heard, radio is a business, not necessarily flourishing.
Right.
So we're doing our part to stay afloat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what we are told people enjoy, and we enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Yes, but also
I like it.
But if we were told that like everyone's tuning the radios off, no one's listening, then all right, fine. But people seem to enjoy our brand of humor, and that involves that stuff. But yeah, do you remember the other paper when that was in town?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other paper, if you don't know, was like the alternative independent newspaper. They would put a lot more just, kind of stuff about music and culture and all that in there.
When Angela Pace was caught flipping the bird on live television, it was on the cover of the other paper.
Yeah.
It
right.
was not touched by the Dispatch.
No.
Shockingly.
Well, but here's the thing. The other paper, they ran those ads as well for the strip clubs and the adult entertainment, but they would give them like full page, full color.
Full friction.
With the like, hey, the performer this weekend is adult film star so-and-so. And they'd have like a lot of pictures of the lady.
I love so-and-so.
So the other paper was free to pick up as you walked around town. And let me tell you, once I found that out, I picked up the other paper constantly. I had that thing in the room at all times. That was a saving grace for yours
Mom,
truly.
there's an event I'd like to go to this weekend. It's in the newspaper. Oh, if it's in the newspaper, it's not bad, Jonathan.
Right.
Sure, go attend.
Yeah. I wasn't old enough to, but yeah, trust me. I learned the locations of many of these establishments before, like I would see that we were on one of those roads and I'd be like, oh, hey, Bethel Road, I think that's near Columbus Gold. And then sure enough, there we were. So I kept my eyes out. I learned where these places were before I could ever attend, Mike.
Oregon, they're doing the blackout thing against Ohio State on Saturday night. So the entire crowd, they're asking them to wear black. And the Ducks themselves will be wearing the all black, they call them Fly Era uniforms.
I guess there's Fly Era is this design of uniform, and then there are each color. There's the white and the green and the black and the gold and all their colors that they have. This is the first time they've ever worn the black ones, I guess.
Now, this is a night game here, but out in Oregon, it's going to be 4:30.
Yeah.
So it's going to look like a day game for the majority of the game, I would assume.
Yeah, it's going to be like 70 degrees or, well, around like 70 to 65 when they kick off. It's not going to be cold is what I'm saying. It's going to be nice and cool for, if you're used to 85, 90 degree temperatures. But if you're sitting out in the sun in all black for 3 hours before the game, drinking alcohol, I would think that probably isn't the most comfortable color to wear out there. But to each their own. That's what they're doing. They're going to black you out while it's going to be nice and sunny.
Quarterback news, Spencer Rattler will start for the Saints this week after Derek Carr's injury, so he gets his first start. Aiden O'Connell starts for the Raiders after Gardner Minshew was benched. So there's some bad quarterbacks replacing other bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's...
although you do love Derek Carr, don't you?
I mean...
You used to.
If he can stay healthy, I'd love him again. But he's been playing well so far. He's been good when healthy.
He's been good. I mean, it's early in the season.
What's his injury again?
Oblique, I think?
Oblique, that's right. Yes, he pulled the oblique. That's the muscle that runs down your hip, I
don't have one. I don't know.
I think it's near your hip anyway.
You know what I think he needs, Teddy?
What does he need?
Teddy, what do you think Derek Carr needs to get better? I want to see how well you know me. What am I going to say right now?
I have no idea.
Some garlic for his oblique? No?
I'm disappointed in both of you.
What are you going to say?
Derek Carr needs some full friction. That's what I was going to say.
Good Lord.
I thought you were going to come hard with that, Ted.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. You suck. No idea.
Boy,
Sorry.
I really want to complete a sentence that involves all the words you just said in different order, but I can't. I don't think I can.
I hope you do.
I don't think Teddy. Nope. I can't. I don't have the. I don't.
Come
sorry.
on now.
I don't have the balls. All right.
Do it.
Teddy always comes hard when there's full friction, right?
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. You suck.
There's nothing wrong with what you said. I know all the words that George Carlin said. You didn't say any bad ones. There's nothing wrong.
Okay, good. Best thing I did was draw attention to it before I did it.
Wait, that's on you.
I know that's
on me. Just let it go. I would have let it live.
Yeah, right. I know.
We did get some good news today, though. The good news is they've started doing a flight from Newark to Greenland.
This is I tried to bring this up today to program director Fish.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, his reaction to it was underwhelming.
That's disappointing because he's normally up for all the wacky stuff we want to do.
So we have talked for years about wanting to go to Greenland and do shows from Nook because it's the biggest city in Greenland. They have a restaurant called T-Bones. They did.
It's the cultural hub of Greenland.
T-Bones is their American-style restaurant where you can get a burger and all the American food. Be a perfect place for us to launch a show. And I said, why don't we go up there? And the answer always been, well, you have to fly to Iceland and then take Iceland Air back over to Nook. That's the only way to get there. No longer the case. United has announced 8 new global destinations, many of which are going out of Newark, New Jersey's airport. And starting June 14th of next year, seasonally, during the summer, twice weekly, you can take a Boeing 737 MAX 8 from Newark direct to Nook.
Sounds great.
You don't have to stop anywhere. You don't have to do anything
There's
extra.
Only one thing better than that.
What's that?
Flying private.
All right.
Let's go.
You know what? If we can get there, Newark to Nook, let's go. Please.
No, I know that. But if we can get there on a PJ,
well, yeah,
let's
we'll
do
take
that
a PJ.
instead.
Teddy, do you want to go on the PJ with us? If we go to Nook, Teddy has to go.
Teddy, you know what I think they should have on the PJ?
Full friction.
Full friction.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. You suck.
That's right, Ted. Full friction.
That's right.
Teddy,
We're tuned in. Yeah.
I was as lost as you were until he said that. I had no idea what he wanted.
You knew where I was going now.
And now we do.
Right.
Spelled it out for us.
Full friction.
There you go.
Back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side from I-70 to 11th Avenue. And expect some slower traffic to cause another 5-minute delay on westbound 670 between Grandview Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. If your supply chain demands a flexible workforce, hire with Express Employment Professionals. With contract and full-time workers from Express Employment, you get the staff you need and manage contingent labor costs. Learn more at ExpressPros.com. That's ExpressPros.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit PrimeSportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias, under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Put some miles on it. Buckeye Country Superfest 2025, Saturday, June 21st, Ohio Stadium. One night only. Headlined by Kane Brown and Jelly Roll. With special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, Connor Smith. I might drink a little, I might smoke a lot. Register for pre-sale access now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. Tickets on sale to the general public Friday, October 18th at 10 a.m.
That's how I get by.
Rothman and Ice.
Ryan Day in this CEO position is able to talk about things at press conferences a little bit differently. He's got a bird's eye view from the ground level.
Rothman and Ice, weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got 250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to earnifyrewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
Welcome, Columbus, to the all-new Toyota Direct. We've expanded our showroom, enhanced our service with 6 lanes, 85 bays, and 65 techs. Enjoy the new lounges with all of the comforts and extras. And now get 0% for up to 72 months on 100% of all new 24 and 25 Toyotas. Come see your all-new Toyota Direct, the area's #1 Toyota dealer.
0% for 72 on a new 24 Tundra with approved credit. Max financed MSRP on vehicle. Cannot combine offers. Must take delivery from dealer stock by 10/31/24. See dealer for details.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall. And Tyvus is there too.
You guys.
Oh, Tyvus
my
and Timmy.
pizza lovers.
They are live at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington, across the street from Pick North High School. Tonight from 6 to 7:30. It's sponsored by our friends at Coors Light, so stop on by and see them. Are you going to partake in some pizza tonight, Tyvus?
You know, the thing is, I just talked to T-Bone about this yesterday. And I was explaining...
You did.
I was explaining to T-Bone how pizza is an overrated thing.
Oh, my God.
No, but you got to hear me out, though.
I'm not going to hear you out.
There's nothing to hear.
This is like Hitler saying, you got to hear me out. I got to tell you.
Great compliment. You know how I feel about bread, okay?
Yeah, it's great, and you love it?
Yes, you do.
Yes, but it's not always the best choice for us. And when I think about pizza, it's more just bread and sauce and cheese.
Tyvus, we're not grading it out on a health scale here, Tyvus.
No one's comparing it to like grilled chicken or a beet. We're saying like pizza, as far as taste goes, is one of the greatest things ever invented.
I say all that to say I am having some pizza today.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
He is.
That's all that matters.
I'm going to make sure of it. I've been looking at the pizza at this joint on the Google reviews. This is my first time being here and getting to meet the owners and take a look at their process here. This pizza is going to be incredible. They're actually bringing us some pizza at the end of the first segment, Tyvus.
Nice.
I know,
so maybe the second segment will just be an entire pizza review.
What's the specialty of the house there at Cardo's? Do you
Keith,
know?
what's your specialty? We ordered just a pepperoni and sausage. I thought that was a good roll. Is that a good choice for us here tonight? He says yes. He says absolutely.
Because here's what I do. Every single time I go to a new pizza place, I say, what's your best seller? Give me that.
Is that right?
What's your best seller? Pepperoni. And Coors Light.
Well, I know it's Coors Light. I got it. We got Coors Light right in front of us here on the desk.
Yeah.
Yes, we
What's
do.
coming up on the show tonight, Timmy?
We are going to have a lot of fun continuing to get ready for the biggest college football game of the season here. I'm going to put Tyvus on the spot a little bit, give him a six-pack of questions coming up here while we review some of that pizza. I also talked to the new director of the college football playoff, Rich Clark. He had a lot of interesting things to say in his first few months on the job there, so we'll hear from him at 6:33, and the college football pulse at 7 p.m. And a lot of fun for everyone that's going to come out here and watch the show live. As you said, We are at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington on Refugee Road. We are hanging out all the way to 8 o'clock, guys.
You know who's from Picktown, don't you?
Jack Sawyer.
And
Matty Ice.
Ooh, no.
And Lori.
Lori Schmidt.
That's right.
Get off the road.
Back when I was banging, I drove on the sidewalks in Picktown.
Mike Todd also, I want to say, is out Picktown way. Am I wrong?
Is his DQ out here?
I feel like he's got one out there.
I think you need to stop in there after the broadcast, Timmy.
Yeah, it's there on
Give me some Billy bars.
Common man, salad.
Get the hell out of here with your salad.
Stop.
What's the matter with you? You
Pizza
stop.
night. It's Thursday. It's fun times
What are we
tonight.
doing here? You're out and about, Tyvis. You enjoy yourself.
I will. I want to live long too, though. You know.
You know what? If I have to live without pizza, what's the deal? I don't just go ahead and let me go a little early. That's
All
fine.
right, thank you, boys. Enjoy the show tonight.
All right, guys.
Back page, hit it.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone.
Well, man, a website called Ultimate Classic Rock has listed their top 5 punk rock songs of all time, and here we go.
I love lists like this because they always suck, but go ahead.
Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen at number 5, MC5. MC5 from their album Kick Out the Jams, the song Kick Out the Jams from 1969 at number 4. Take your word for it, I've never heard it. Clash, London Calling, number 3. Then you have the Ramones, Blitzkrieg Bop at number 2. And the Sex Pistols again, Anarchy in the UK, the number 1 punk rock song of all time.
All right.
Not one mention of Machine Gun Kelly on that list, and I'm just floored.
Is that wrong? Is he
I'm
punk?
joking. Yes, because he's trying to turn himself.
No, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's weird. Sorry to say. And also, we knew about the horrible hurricane that went through Florida yesterday, Hurricane Milton. Obviously, hoping that everybody was affected by that. Hopefully, they can get the recovery efforts that they need, and everybody can stay safe. However, there were fears that Hurricane Nadine might be coming on board next. That could be the next one to make its way to the U.S. However, the good news, slightly good news from all of the hurricanes, is that Hurricane Nadine has dissipated. It is ripped apart by torrential winds, I guess, from wherever it was. So now it is being downgraded. They don't think it's going to reform into a hurricane. So
Kristen gets mad at me when I say that because she has a friend named Nadine, and I can't say Nadine without saying it like that.
I don't know. It sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem.
Yeah.
Jolene, like any sort of name like that. Colleen.
I can't say Jolene without saying the rest of the song, like Jolene. Like I can't. I got to do that.
We're tomorrow. We are out and about tomorrow.
Yeah.
At Hollywood Casino Columbus, broadcasting live from 3 to 6. Stop on by and see us. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You can expect a 35-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking 3 lanes on southbound 71 on the north side after East Broad Street. It is slow from Hudson Street. And we've got a 10-minute delay on eastbound 670 from 315 to 71. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. Tough roads demand tougher protection. Shield your vehicle's underside with genuine Z-Bart undercoating from $2.99 and fortify your truck bed against scratches, impacts, and dents with Rhino Lining Spray-On Bed Liner starting at $4.99. Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greensons.com.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty, and Social Security benefits too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it. Because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
It's a fan action update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Thursday night football tonight has the 49ers a 3.5-point road favorite at Seattle. The Seahawks are plus 150 on the money line, and we got a nice high over-under total at 49.5 for your Prime Sports action update on Scotty Vegas.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This year's starting lineup at Honda Marysville is as strong as ever, so come see us.
Choose from Ohio's largest selection of Hondas and get 0% for 60 on any new CR-V, HR-V, Passport, Pilot, or Ridgeline with the trade.
Honda's built here, Honda's sold here. Honda Marysville. We're closer than you think.
0% with approved credit and 80% of MSRP financed. 2010 or newer trade with KBB appraisal at $2,500 or more. Must take delivery from dealer stock 10/31/24.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.